it's been a combination of wins. Let's go back to the Riverside game that we had a couple of weeks ago on WVOW and Video Productions, where Chapmanville had just one hit through 3 innings. They were down 2-0 heading into the 4th inning. Andrew Farley comes up, hits the home run. Chapmanville's up 3-2, and they snowball from there. The offense just rolls, and they win 12-2 in 6 innings, I believe it was, in that game there. Maybe in 5. I can't quite remember for sure. It was either, I know it was a mercy rule win, whether it was 5 or 6, but 12-2 was the win there. And then we saw them Saturday against Point Pleasant. Point Pleasant got out to a good start. Chapmanville put runs up on the board early, and then from there they just kind of, scratched and clawed their way to put up some more runs in that contest. And you've got, a Nitro that was 6-2. Polka, a 2-1 win here. That was before they took on Logan, and they won that one 9-3. Oak Hill. I've coached down there at Oak Hill, and when I coached at Man, it's not an easy place to play down there in Oak Hill. It's very tough. Chapmanville went there and won 4-3. Oak Hill's a scary AAA team to me. They're a team that could make a run in that region and maybe get to Charleston. And we mentioned the 12-2 win over Riverside, but they've had a combination of wins during this 14-game winning streak.
And it's all been to the heavy hitting of Chapmanville. Chapmanville has been getting it done at the plate. They've been hitting the ball great. They've been hitting some home runs. A lot of them has to do with Andrew Farley. He's the one-man show that's done it for the Tigers. And they also got some backup from other players. You can easily argue with this. Luke Knight is one of the, probably not the best leadoff man in the entire state, and he's only a junior. He'll be back next year for the Tigers. Luke Knight is one of those players that can beat you with his legs. He can show bunt right when he's coming up, and then he can pull it back and rip it right back up the middle. That's how good he is. And then you got to look at Talon Thompson and Brody Dalton. They can easily put it into the gap and not put it out of play. Then you got Trey Butcher, who can rip a hard single, and he can get on base with his legs. And then Farley, like what we mentioned with the home runs. And then Canterbury and Topping, they can get hits along with Braylon Moore. And every once in a while, Eli Surgoin can pop a hit for the Tigers. So they're heavy hitting 1 through 9 is the reason why they're on a 14-game winning streak, and they're the number 1 team in the state. And you got to look at Logan. Logan is the biggest question mark coming in from the first loss to Sissonville to now. You don't know what team you're going to get from Logan. It could be a 1-0 win like they had against Sissonville. It could be a 13-0 blowout like they have at Scott, or it could be a 1-0 loss to Scott and Nitro, or a 9-3 loss to Chapmanville. Logan has been very, I would call it the teeter-totter. It's been balancing of what team you're going to get. And tonight, Logan, from that win last night against Scott Skyhawks, they're hoping they could stay on the right path and try to put up runs to match the Tiger hitting ball club, as Chapmanville out-hit Logan last time they met. And Logan's trying to look to rewrite that wrong from down at Roger E. Gertz Field.
You mentioned Logan. This is a Logan team. They've had some struggles at the plate this season. They had 1 hit in a 4-3 loss at Winfield. They had 2 hits in a 1-0 win against Sissonville this past Monday night. And that's a game that, we mentioned one big key to this Logan team is the return of Jaron Glick. Glick was phenomenal in a 5-hit shutout of Sissonville Monday night. And that's the type of pitching that he brings. I think Glick he gets that win. I think his record now ran to 4-0 on the year. He was one of the key contributors to the first of 2 state championships that Logan won back in 2021, and now he's back. He's handling the roles at shortstop, and he has been phenomenal for Logan, not just in the field but on the mound.
This whole season last season was been dedicated to Jaron Glick, but if you really want to look at this season's a win, whether they win a championship or not, just to see that young man who he thought from last year winning in 2021, winning a baseball state championship, he never would have thought going into his true senior year he wouldn't have got to play or even go to Logan High School due to an unfortunate and badly timing cancer he suffered, and now he's back in. It's like he had a little struggle from hitting. His batting is starting to pick up. His pitching is back where he's left off, and Jaron Glick is one of the reasons why Logan has their records, and he's one of the ace pitchers, as he is very hard to hit off with his changeup that he has worked off his entire career.
Starting pitchers tonight, Braylon Moore for Chapmanville, Connor Lowe for Logan. When we come back after this 2-minute break, we'll be ready for first pitch and starting lineups. This is Logan versus Chapmanville. Chapmanville Tigers baseball on Video Productions and WVOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station.
At Aracoma Drug, you're not.
BK $6 your way deal for a limited time. It's a royal still. Burger, fries, and chicken fries all your way for a feast on the budget. Head to BK. BK, have it your way.
Find new roads and go anywhere this year in a new Chevy from Thornhill GM Superstore. It's Sydney and Chevy truck season has arrived with available 0% APR for 36 months on new Chevy Silverado, plus 120-day payment deferral. Get your Chevy at Thornhill.
At Logan Regional Medical Center, our comprehensive inpatient rehabilitation program helps get you back to living life. With an 8-bed unit for patients 18 and over, our caring team of doctors, nurses, and rehabilitation specialists work with you, providing a full line of services to help you restore your capabilities and get you back home and back to living. Logan Regional Medical Center, providing inpatient rehabilitation close to home.
Adventure is blooming with every new Jeep model. Tag yours with Thornhill CDJR during the Jeep Celebration event. Now with up to $10,000 off new 2022 Jeep Gladiator or great APR offers to finance your next adventure. Spring is here at Thornhill CDJR's Jeep Celebration event.
Chapmanville Tigers, number 1 ranked Chapmanville, Class AA, taking on the 4th-rated Logan Wildcats. County rivalry, county matchup here between two members of the Cat families and the second version of the Logan County Cat fight. Daniel?
Second version, and the rematch that Logan and Chapmanville has been waiting for. Logan wants to avenge their loss, and if they can avenge their loss, then they would have avenged the losses of every team they've lost to that they played twice this year, not counting the out-of-state teams and the beach trip that they've had. And Chapmanville, if they can win tonight, they would sweep Logan for the first time since very long time in the season. It's hard to remember when they last did it. I think it was back in 2019. They swept Logan in the regular season, and then Logan stunned them in the postseason and ended up going to that was 2018. 2019. I had my years mixed up. But anyway, Chapmanville's looking to sweep the series against Logan and to for sure lock up, no doubt about it, they got the 1 seed, but for sure to lock up the remaining number one team in the entire state. And Logan, a win here could build your confidence going into the sectional tournaments. You're going to have to see a Chapmanville and Scott team again, and it's not going to be easy facing these teams that have already split with each other throughout the regular season.
Yeah, 1 seed, as we've said, based on their head-to-head wins over Scott and Logan's. The fact that Logan has 2 losses in the section, having split with Scott, and they're already 0-1 against Chapmanville, 1 seed for the sectional tournament, locked up for the Chapmanville Tigers. And the only thing that matters, if they do indeed vote on the regional, then Chapmanville is in discussion for that top seed in the regional format and potentially hosting games 1 and, if necessary, game 3 of the Class AA Region 4 tournament, should they advance that far and get out of the section. We're just about set for baseball here. Jake Ramey, the leadoff batter for the Logan Wildcats. The catcher steps in and takes a pitch on the outside corner for a ball, 1-0 the count. to Ramey. Batting second for the Wildcats, third baseman Dawson Maynard. Garrett Williamson is at first base and bats third. Ryan Roberts in left field's in a cleanup spot as pitch from Moore to Ramey's outside 2-0. The count to Jake Ramey. Batting fifth, center fielder Aiden Slack. Designated hitter Ivan Miller hitting for Adam Baisden, the right fielder. Miller hits sixth as the 2-0 is upstairs, and count is now 3-0 to Jake Ramey. Hitting seventh, your pitcher, Connor Lowe, as the 3-0 on the way is outside corner for a called strike. 3 balls, 1 strike, the count to Jake Ramey. Jaron Glick, shortstop, hits eighth, and Cole Blankenship, the second baseman, bats ninth. 3-1 for Moore to Ramey on the way. Pitch is inside corner, called strike. Now the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Moore fell behind 3-0, has since battled back to a full count 3-2. We'll see if he can get Ramey on this pitch or if Ramey can get aboard. Pitch on the way, swung on, popped up on the infield. We'll see who wants it. Brody Dalton, shortstop, calls everybody off and makes the catch for the first out.
And just like that, Chapmanville gets off to a hot start. They want to keep the batters from Logan at bay. They want to cool them down like what they've done back in the last meeting between Logan, and right there, down 3-0. Ramey was setting good. They throw 2 strikes, and then you pop them up to Brody Dalton, and Chapmanville's already have 1 batter down.
Dawson Maynard, batter, takes a pitch on the inside corner to knees. Strike 1, 0-1 to the third baseman for the Logan Wildcats, the winning pitcher in last night's 13-0 win over the Skyhawks. Moore 0-1. He paints the outside corner. It's called strike, 0-2 to Dawson Maynard. Maynard also had a home run in the win last night at Scott. Pitch upstairs, 1-2 the count.
And right now, if you're Logan, you would love to have Dawson Maynard get on base to lead up one of your best hitters on the team, Garrett Williamson, who took a tumble last night. See how he feels coming up the bat after Maynard.
1-2 on the way, chopped foul up along the third baseline. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes to Maynard, who is without a doubt, I would say he's probably the best power hitter that Logan has on the team.
Yeah, he's without shadow of doubt the best power hitter Logan has. And if you're not careful, Maynard can put out of the park.
Pitch swung on, fouled out of play just over the press box. 1-2 remains the count as Logan and Chapmanville doing battle here at Ted Ellis Field in Chapmanville. The Man Hillbillies in action tonight against hosting the Tulsa Rebels, and that pitch will hit Maynard. So 1-2 pitch gets away from Moore, and Logan has a 1-out base runner.
And that's what Logan wants, to get guys on base and to get them on, keep them on base and try to keep moving them around, because they know Chapmanville's going to hit the ball and they're going to move runners around. They got speed and power to do so, and Logan's got to be able to match it. And that's one of the keys that Logan's got to do, is be able to keep up with the hits that Chapmanville is going to produce in this game.
Garrett Williamson, now the batter, first baseman for the Logan Wildcats, steps into the box. Williamson hitting over 400 this season, leading hitter for the Wildcats, and he takes a pitch in the dirt for a ball, 1-0 the count. Setting the defense for the Chapmanville Tigers in left field tonight, in the outfield, Joey Canterbury, center field, Trey Butcher, Lucas Price in right field. We'll set the infield for you after this 1-0 pitch from Moore to Williamson. First to pick off attempt, nothing doing, as Maynard dives back in safely. On the infield, on the left side for the Tigers at third base, Luke Knight. Brody Dalton is at shortstop. Right side of the infield has Eli Surgoin at second and Andrew Farley at first. Pitch on the way in the dirt, 2-0 now the count to Garrett Williamson. And your battery tonight for the Chapmanville Tigers, behind the plate, Talon Thompson catching for the starting pitcher, Braylon Moore. 2-0 count, 1 out here, top of the first inning, no score. Maynard gets a good jump. The throw down is in plenty of time to get Dawson Maynard, as Williamson takes a called strike and Talon Thompson delivers a strike to the shortstop. Brody Dalton covering at second base, 2-6 on the caught stealing.
Maynard had a late jump there, and good throw by Talon Thompson, as him and Brody's been switching back and forth at catcher, giving each other's rests, as both Brody and Talon are very talented catchers, and it just shows right there that Talon had a good throw on Maynard to get him out.
Pitch inside at the knees, count evens up at 2-2 to Garrett Williamson with 2 outs in the top of the first inning. So Maynard is hit by the pitch with one out, but erased on the caught stealing. And 2-out pitch swung on and missed by Williamson on the pitch on the outside corner. And Braylon Moore has his first strikeout, and that'll retire the Logan Wildcats in the top half of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the first, scoreless between Logan and Chapmanville. This is Chapmanville Tigers baseball on Video Productions and WVOW Radio, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station.
Family Flowers and
Hi, I'm Jennifer. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the combination of the warm, soft bun against this delicious piece of chicken. The bun is just this soft little hug around the chicken that's so perfect in every bite.
Adventure is blooming with every new Jeep model. Tag yours with Thornhill CDJR during the Jeep Celebration event. Now with up to $10,000 off new 2022 Jeep Gladiator or great APR offers to finance your next adventure. Spring is here at Thornhill CDJR's Jeep Celebration event.
Bottom of the first inning from Ted Ellis Field, Chapmanville, West Virginia. Logan did nothing in the top half of the first inning. The Chapmanville Tigers coming to bat. And starting lineup for Chapmanville looks like this. Luke Knight, third baseman, leads off for the Tigers. Talon Thompson will catch and hit second. Batting third is a shortstop, Brody Dalton. Trey Butcher, the center fielder, is in the cleanup spot. Hitting fifth, the dangerous first baseman, Andrew Farley. Left fielder, Joey Canterbury, bats sixth. Jacob Topping, the designated hitter for Lucas Price, hits seventh as the first pitch is on the outside corner, a called strike from Connor Lowe to Luke Knight. Topping, the designated hitter for Price, the right fielder, hits seventh. Braylon Moore, the pitcher, bats eighth, and Eli Surgoin, second baseman, will bat ninth for the Chapmanville Tigers against Connor Lowe, whose 0-1 offering is high, 1-1 to count to left-handed hitting Luke Knight. Lefty-lefty matchup in the top half of the first inning. Left-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. Which lefty gets the best of the matchup here? 1-1 on the way. Outside curveball in the dirt. 2-1 to count.
Lowe's got to be careful with that. You don't want to give anything to Luke Knight wants, and he can put it into the gap. He can put one out of here. So Lowe, see, he can get Luke Knight to swing on a low changer and try to get him to strike out.
Pitch inside, jams Knight up as he checks his swing, can't stop, fouls it off at the plate. 2-2 the count to the left-handed hitting third baseman for the Chapmanville Tigers. Chapmanville 1 through 5 in the lineup, but they're getting on base. The bottom of the order comes through for them. If you can keep 1 through 5 off base, you have a pretty good shot of beating this club. As that pitch is upstairs, full count to Luke Knight. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Just like what Jake Ramey did to lead off for Logan, Luke Knight has a full count, and Ramey was able to pop up. Let's see if Luke Knight can not repeat what Ramey has and get on base to lead off the inning for Chapmanville.
3-2 pitch on the way is upstairs for a ball and a leadoff walk for Luke Knight and the batter catcher Talon Thompson.
Talon Thompson's coming up. He is very talented for only a sophomore. Chapmanville's going to be happy to have him for the next 2 years to build onto this program. And right now he's got what they call the perfect position with the speedy Luke Knight on first. And if he could put one into the gap, he can score Luke Knight from first base. That's how fast Luke Knight is for this Chapmanville Tigers ball club.
Connor Lowe, left-handed pitcher on the mound, takes a look at first base over there. Knight has yet to get a lead. In fact, now Thompson's in the batter's box, and the ball is ready for play as the pitch is on the inside part of the plate for a called strike. 0-1 the count. And Daniel, with a left-handed pitcher on the mound, any throw over, any attempted steal, you're going to be going on first movement, because once he makes a move, he's got to throw over to first. We'll see how Chapmanville plays it, and throw over. Nothing doing as Knight dives back in safely.
Connor Lowe has one of the best pickoffs you can have in the entire state. He reminds me of a Tyler Fenwick back in 2021, as he was a lefty too. And if you're not careful, Fenwick with his speed to throw over can get you out in a pickle. But Luke Knight is fast, and it's going to be hard to pick him off at first.
Pitch on the ways upstairs to Thompson. The count evens up, 1-1 strike, as see some of the Chapmanville High School softball players making their way in attendance. So we'll see if we can get a final score for you from Ronnie Mule Uten Field. Chapmanville was hosting the Lady Pioneers of Wayne. 1-1 on the way, swung on and hit in the left field, and that's going to get down in front of the left fielder, Ryan Roberts, who quickly gets it back in to Jaron Glick. It's short, so it's first and second after the single from Talon Thompson.
Just like what Chapmanville has preached, their hitting is coming alive. Talon Thompson, a powerful hitter that put one right in front of Ryan Roberts. And now Chapmanville has a runner in scoring position, a fast runner in scoring position, and Brody Dalton is at the plate. Brody Dalton can put one out if you're not careful with Connor Lowe. But Brody Dalton, he's been a little bit struggling some, but whenever Brody Dalton, a senior leader, can come in clutch for the Tigers, he will get the job done.
Dalton steps in, another lefty-lefty battle here as Lowe checks the runner's pitch on the way, turns Dalton away from the plate inside. Ball one to count. Outfield for the Logan Wildcats. In left field, Ryan Roberts, Aiden Slack. In center, right field, Adam Baisden will get to the infield after the 1-0 pitch from Lowe to Dalton, and it's on its way. And here it comes. And pitch swung on, fisted on the infielder, Garrett Williamson, to make the catch and retire Dalton on the flyout, one away. In the bottom half of the first inning, Trey Butcher, center fielder, stepping to the plate for the Chapmanville Tigers. On the infield, on the left side of the infield for the Logan Wildcats, third base Dawson Maynard, shortstop Jaron Glick. On the right side, Cole Blankenship at second base, Garrett Williamson at first base. And the battery tonight for the Logan Wildcats. Behind the plate, Jake Ramey catching for Connor Lowe, as Trey Butcher. And before Butcher, we have a time called, so we want to get a new baseball, as Lowe will throw it back in to Jake Ramey. That ball, home plate umpire checking it out. Thought maybe that it might be the case that the ball might have been warped, but home plate umpire checks it and puts it back in the bag, so that ball can go back into play later. So Butcher, the batter, runners at first and second. The pitch, a beautiful curveball on the inside part of the plate. 0-1 to count to Trey Butcher. Daniel, it's something that we've seen a lot this year, and we've heard a lot from the umpires with these balls. Most of them are most of them have been getting warped from some sort of odd contact off the bat, mainly off the end of the bat as time is called.
Yeah, the balls are getting beamed by the batters from all around the state. That just tells you how powerful West Virginia is in baseball, as everybody can hit the ball in the state of West Virginia. And it's just no surprise that the balls are getting whooped by these West Virginia batters, to be honest. That just tells you a lot about West Virginia.
A 1-1 out pitch on the way, and it is swung on, hit in the right field. Looks like it'll get down. It will get down in front of Adam Baisden. Coming around third is Luke Knight. Throw is cut off, and Knight scores, and Chapmanville puts the first run of the game on the board. They lead 1-0.
Chapmanville does what they always do. Usually Chapmanville's had a late start with teams getting up on them, but now if they can get a big jump, the last time they had a big jump like this was against the Logan Wildcats, other than the 6-0 win against Wayne. But Chapmanville likes to get going early. It can set great for the Chapmanville Tigers. And now Andrew Farley's coming to the plate, and you have to know the sirens are on alert right now for Logan. That if Andrew Farley gets a hold of one, he can make this a 4-0 ball game just like that.
A very similar start to the game at Logan. At Chapmanville won 9-3. Trey Butcher started it with a hit in the first inning, and he had a 2 RBI hit later on in the contest. As his next time at the plate, his third time at the plate, Chapmanville's starting center fielder was intentionally walked, and Andrew Farley delivered with a 2-run double. Now Farley's at the plate, takes a pitch upstairs for a ball, 1-0 the count.
And yeah, all it just takes is just some to string some hits for Chapmanville to rattle Logan right now. And that's what they did back down at Roger E. Gertz Field. So they rattled Logan, they frustrated Logan, and they like to do exactly what they did here tonight.
1-0 swung on this by Farley, 1-1 the count.
And, Bill, you got to know, with Andrew Farley, you cannot put anywhere near the belt, between the belt and the letters and the numbers. That's his favorite spot to hit. Farley has struggled with those sliders trying to chase after them. See if Connor Lowe can continue it.
Pitch swung on, popped up on the infield. Low over there, and he's called off by the second baseman, Cole Blankenship, who will make the play for the second out. And runners hold their ground at first and third, and the 2-out batter, Joey Canterbury, the left fielder.
Joey Canterbury, like what we mentioned all season long, transfer from Logan. He knows these Logan players. He knows their tendencies, as he's been a part of the Wildcats ball club for 2 years now, and he knows what they like to throw. He knows where they like to shift and play and stuff, so he has a little bit of an edge on Logan. But don't be surprised that Logan changed it up with Joey Canterbury. But Canterbury can try to get the job done as any ball club for Chapmanville has. He's been a great addition for this Tiger team.
Throw over to first base. Trey Butcher back safely as Logan was thrown over to see if maybe Butcher might tip his hand. See if Chapmanville has a first and third opportunity here. See if they put a play on. First pitch on its way, swung on, bounced to third. Maynard fields it, throws across the diamond to Williamson, covering at the bag at first. And that one retired. Canterbury and the Tigers in the top half, or in the bottom half of the first inning, Chapmanville does play to run on 2 hits. They leave 2 runners stranded. 1 inning in the books from Ted Ellis Field. It's Chapmanville 1, Logan 0. This is Chapmanville Tigers baseball on Video Productions and WVOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station.
Family flowers and gifts are still.
Enjoying life and all it has to offer is easier when you're healthy. For decades, Logan Regional Medical Center has been providing personal, compassionate care close to home. Our trusted team of primary care providers with offices in Chapmanville, Holden, and Logan are committed to improving life and health in this community we all love. That's why we're here. Logan Regional Medical Center.
What are you working for? Do you want to pursue your athletic potential while earning a degree that will benefit you for a lifetime? Do you want to play at the highest level in your sport? Do you want to be a champion? That's what the 12 proud members of the Mountain East Conference are advancing toward every day, providing opportunities and pursuing excellence. The Mountain East Conference.
You'll find that there are many good reasons.
Move to the top of the second inning. 1-0. Chapmanville leads Logan from Ted Ellis Field in Chapmanville, West Virginia. The Tigers looking for the season sweep of the Logan Wildcats, and off to a good start so far. They played a run in the first inning. Logan will try to answer back as Ryan Roberts, Aiden Slack, and Ivan Miller are due up in the Logan lineup. 4-5-6 due up for the Wildcats. Roberts takes a pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count. Pitch from Moore to Roberts is a called strike. Count evens up at 1-1.
And from last night, we saw Ryan Roberts. He smacked one out at Scott Skyhawks. He'd love to repeat what he did last night.
Pitch inside. 2-1 now the count to Ryan Roberts. Roberts, as Daniel mentioned, hit his first home run last night of the season. And I think Daniel said in our, before we went on air in pregame, first career home run for Roberts. As that pitch swung on a foul, 2-2 the count. And 2-2 offer ends upstairs. Count runs full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yep, with Ryan Roberts' home run last night, only one senior that has played from the entire sophomore year has yet to hit a home run for Logan.
That pitch swung on a foul out of play. Count remains 3-2. And who would that senior be?
It'll be the next man up, Aiden Slack, and the closest he's had was back in his sophomore year at Chapmanville. Hit it right where the 380 sign was. If it was about 378, he would have hit one out of the park.
Roberts takes a pitch inside and draws a leadoff walk, and Slack coming up for the Wildcats, the speedy Slack, we should say. And you say the closest that he hit was against Chapmanville. I say the closest that he hit was last Thursday against Nitro. And I'm gonna say this: if not for an obstruction call, Aiden Slack may have had an inside the park home run.
He may as well have it. Slack is coming on strong for Logan as he scored the only run for Logan's win against Sissonville this past Monday.
Slack shows bunt on the first pitch from Moore, pulls back, takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1 to count. And he scored that run after a one-out triple set up Ivan Miller, who came through with a sacrifice fly. Slack shows bunt, pops it up, and out of play off the netting along the right side. Count runs to no balls, 2 strikes.
You're looking right here, Bill. This is vintage Gertz, as both Roger and Kevin has played the small ball, and they'll look like they're trying to do it now, to use the speedy Slack to lay down a bunt to move Rhino in scoring position. They would trade it out for a runner in scoring position, but Ivan Miller, who's been having the power lately for Logan, can score Ryan Roberts if he gets a hold of one.
Pitch on the way, swung on, hit into center field. That ball's tailing away from the center fielder. This is going to be trouble. It's going to get down and reach the wall as Ryan Roberts will cruise on over to third base, and cruising in to second base with a stand-up double is Aiden Slack, and the Wildcats have 2 runners in scoring position for the hot-hitting freshman Ivan Miller.
Ivan Miller, who's usually we've seen in the outfield at right field, but they decided to go with Adam Baisden for a little bit of speed purpose, but don't count out Ivan Miller. We were talking about this before the broadcast. Ivan Miller's got some legs on him. He is a talented freshman that Logan is going to treasure for his next 3 years for the Wildcats. He should, with the graduation of Dawson Maynard, Ivan Miller can move in as the team's ace pitcher next year. And just like what happened at Sissonville, he's got an opportunity to knock in some runs, and maybe if he can put one in the gap like what Slack did, he can give Logan the 2-1 lead.
Miller in the box waiting the first pitch from Moore. It's on its way, and it is a called strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1 to count to Ivan Miller, designated hitter for the Chapmanville Tigers. Miller hitting for the right fielder, Adam Baisden. 0-1, runners at second and third. Pitch on the way, swung on and hit by diving Luke Knight in the left field for a base hit. It's going to score Ryan Roberts, and an RBI single off the bat of Ivan Miller has tied the game at 1.
This is starting to look reminiscent of what happened at Chapmanville. Chapmanville got that early lead. Logan has cut the lead to 1, but instead this time they've tied it up at 1. And now with no outs, Connor Lowe, who I've mentioned before, he's been Logan's 7-hole hitter his 2021 season when he walked it off against Hoover to send Logan to a state championship. And in 2022, he moved up to one spot, but he traded in and out of that 7-hole to 6-hole hit. This is where he's comfortable. And he had his struggles, but he's starting to pick things up and see if he can do it here against Chapmanville with a runner at third to knock in the runner for Logan.
First pitch on the way from Moore is going to be grounded into right field for a base hit, and Logan will take a 2-1 lead as Aiden Slack comes in to score from third. RBI single for the pitcher, Connor Lowe. He helps his own cause, and moving up to second base is Ivan Miller. Still nobody out here in the bottom half of top half of the second inning. I apologize for that. Top half of the second inning, Logan, first 4 batters in the lineup have reached.
And they've all done lately. Logan has, this is why I've been mentioned, Logan has been a teeter-totter team. You don't know what you're going to get, a fast start Logan team or a slow start Logan team, as we got a courtesy runner coming in for Connor Lowe. That's Chase Hatfield, the junior, after he came in and played some last night when Garrett Williamson went down with a knee injury in around the second part of the inning.
Jaron Glick, the batter, shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a pitch inside. 1-0 the count as Moore's fastball nearly hit Glick. That would have loaded the bases if it did clip him. Glick was able to spin out of the way the pitch and pull the bat back and take a ball. 1-0 the count. Corners up for the Tigers. Glick showing bunt again. This time he gets it down. Farley charges. He'll have one play. That's over to first. And Surgoin over there has to leap for it. Comes back down on the bag. So a sacrifice 4-3 on the sacrifice. Runners move up to second and third. And Cole Blankenship, the batter.
Cole Blankenship comes in as the 9-hole hitter. He's been in and up at the 2-hole hitter to the 9-hole hitter. And he can get the job done for Logan, as this is what he done against I would have to remember against Ripley. He had almost a near perfect hitting day. And right there, good job by Jaron Glick to lay down that bunt. That is vintage small ball from Kevin Gertz, as they'll trade it out for moving the runners over and see if Cole Blankenship can bring them in.
Blankenship takes a pitch upstairs for a ball. 1-0 the count. As I'll correct myself on the scoring of the sacrifice bunt. That was 3-4 if you're scoring at home with us. First baseman to the second baseman, Eli Surgoin, and the batter Blankenship with a 1-0 count. Pitch swung on, hit into center field on a line. We'll see if this is deep enough to score a run. Catch is made by Butcher. Here comes Miller to the plate. He will score, and moving up to third on the throw home is the courtesy runner Chase Hatfield. RBI sacrifice fly for Blankenship, and Logan now leads 3-1.
And this is the start you want for Logan. They know what happened last time these two teams faced. They were thinking about that. This team after the 1-0 loss to Nitro, this team, Bill, they stayed in the locker room for almost an hour just talking to each other, especially the senior groups that played with each other since they were little kids. They were wanting to, say, we don't want this to end in our senior year, and right now they took that to heart.
Jake Ramey, the batter, takes a pitch outside for a ball. 1-0 the count, and a pitch. The throwback from Thompson to Moore gets away, but the second baseman Surgoin and the shortstop Dalton was quick to back up the play, preventing any advancement from Hatfield at third base. 3-1 Logan leads. 2 outs here, top of the second. Pitch called strike on the outside corner. 1-1 the count.
I was going to mention, you don't want to pull a Rube Baker there from the major leagues. His only problem was he can throw you out, he can pick you off, but he can't get the ball back to the pitcher. And luckily they were able to be aware and save the run at third.
1-1 count, outside corner, called strike 2. Ramey thought it might have been a little too far outside, but the ball did come back over the outside part of the plate, catching the corner. 1-2 the count. Good breaking ball from Moore. Now he's got Ramey set up in a 1-2 hole. 2 outs. Pitch on the way. Swung on, popped up, shallow left. Dalton out. Coming in is Canterbury, a left fielder, to make the catch and retire the Wildcats in the top of the second inning. But Logan plates 3 runs on 3 hits. There was no errors. 1 runner left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Your score, Logan 3, Chapmanville 1. This is Chapmanville Tigers Baseball on Video Productions and WVOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station.
Hey, it's Sydney with your total automotive experience waiting at Thornhill GM Superstore. Let's trade keys. Swing by Thornhill GM where well-qualified buyers enjoy 3.9% APR for 60 months on new GMC Sierra 1500 models, plus no payments for 90 days.
Sydney's over there.
Welcome back to Ted Ellis Field. We move to the bottom of the second inning, 3-1. Logan leads Chapmanville, and the Tigers will send up Jacob Topping, Braylon Moore, and Eli Surgoin, 7, 8, 9 in the lineup for the Tigers against Connor Lowe. And Topping takes a pitch in the dirt, 1-0 the count.
Bill, you have to know something. Chapmanville, they may be down, but they're never out, as this team can hit themselves back into a game and put pressure on the opposing teams.
Pitch on the outside corner, 1-1 the count. We've seen that many times during this streak. Especially the Riverside game, as we alluded to, that pitch is on the inside corner at the knees. Count now runs to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And during that streak, like you mentioned, Bill, Chapmanville has been down. Another one reminds me of was the I'll get to it in a minute. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Pitch swung on a miss in the dirt and dug out by Jake Ramey. That is strikeout number 1 for Connor Lowe in the bottom half of the second inning, 1 out. And the batter, Braylon Moore, the pitcher.
The game I was thinking of was Man. Man jumped up to a 4-1 lead, and just like that in the third inning, Chapmanville played at 4 runs to give them the 5-4 lead, and they never looked back since.
Braylon Moore, the batter, the pitcher, facing his counterpart, Connor Lowe. And the first pitch in the dirt, 1-0 the count to Moore. And that's kind of similar, as you mentioned. Man played at 4 runs in that second inning, led 4-2 heading into the third inning as Moore swings and misses, and the count now even up at 1 ball, 1 strike. But Man played at 4 runs in that second inning, led 4-2 after the second inning, and Andrew Farley changed it with 1 swing of the bat, giving Chapmanville a 5-4 lead. The Tigers never trailed after that, as that pitch is inside for a called strike, 1-2 the count.
Connor Lowe is painting the outside edges for the strike zone beautifully right now, and he's got more to freeze up on that one. That looked, from my vantage point, it looked low, but man, he caught the outside. And if he keeps this up, Chapmanville is going to have a hard time hitting off of this lefty pitcher.
1-2 on the way. It's in the dirt. Good block by Ramey. 2-2 the count.
And one thing you notice, Connor Lowe starting to get back into his velocity as he's coming off of a Tommy John surgery he had in his sophomore year. He started to pick things back up his junior year. He re-aggravated his throwing arm in the offseason, this year, and he's starting to pick back up his velocity. And if he can be at full healthy, Connor Lowe is one of the most dangerous left-handed pitchers in this state.
Pitch in the dirt, and the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now to Braylon Moore, right-handed hitting pitcher for the Chapmanville Tigers. Tigers looking to answer here in the bottom of the second after Logan plated 3 runs in the top half. 3-2 pitch on the way, swung on and fouled. Count remains 3-2.
Braylon Moore staying alive. He knows how important this hit would be for him, as Eli Surgoin is after him, and then they return it back to the top of the lineup with Luke Knight. If he can get on base and Surgoin can get on with 2 runners on with only 1 out, Chattanville can be set up in good position to try to retake the lead or tie it up.
Full count pitch on the way, swung on and fisted out to second base. Blankenship fields it on a hop, throws over to Williamson, 2 away. And the batter, Eli Surgoin.
Eli Surgoin, the second baseman for the Chapmanville Tigers, senior for this ball club. He knows how important this season is for Chapmanville. This is his last go-around. As in this entire region, Bill, a lot of these senior-heavy teams, knowing that this is a lot of teams are going to lose a lot from Scott, Chapmanville, and Logan. They know how important this season is, and Surgoin knows that he can get the job done if need be.
First pitch swinging is foul up the third base side. 0-1 to count to Eli Surgoin. I'd like to welcome our audience, whether you're watching on video productions, whether you're watching by the Facebook feed or the YouTube feed. And we'd also like to welcome in our radio audience on WVOW as Surgoin swings and misses. 0-2 the count. Whether you're listening in your car on 101.9 FM or on the web at WVOWradio.com or at ChapmanvilleTigers.tv. 0-2 on its way from Lowe to Surgoin is a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Second strikeout for Lowe, and that will retire the side. In the bottom half of the second inning, the Tigers do nothing. We've played 2 innings from Ted Ellis Field. It's Logan 3, Chapmanville 1. This is Chapmanville Tigers Baseball on Video Productions and WVOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station.
Dr. Philip Gallagher.
At Logan Regional Medical Center, our comprehensive inpatient rehabilitation program helps get you back to living life. With an 8-bed unit for patients 18 and over, our caring team of doctors, nurses, and rehabilitation specialists work with you, providing a full line of services to help you restore your capabilities and get you back home and back to living. Logan Regional Medical Center, providing inpatient rehabilitation close to home.
The kind made from real.
For the Logan Wildcats, Williamson takes a pitch for a called strike. 1 away here as Dawson Maynard swings at the first pitch and grounds out to Brody Dalton at short. the 0-1, swung on and fouled out of play, and it
hit a fan.
That hit a fan.
Ooh.
In the she was just sitting there holding her ground, and it hit her in I don't know if it hit her in the kneecap or the thigh. She seems to be okay though. She's trying to laugh it off, so she's been a good sport down there. 0-2 the count to Williamson. Pitch outside. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, she's gonna feel that in the morning. As that is, oh man, it had to hit her right thigh. She's okay over there. Everybody's checking on her.
I got some good news for her. We'll get to it after this 1-2 pitch from Braylon Moore to Garrett Williamson. Williamson 0 for 1. Strikeout victim in the first, and he goes down swinging here in the third for the second time, and that is strikeout number 2 for Braylon Moore. But what I was going to say, Daniel, good news for that fan down there that got hit by the foul ball. This was 70-degree weather. It's not like what it was Saturday when we had temperatures that were struggling to get out of the mid-40s.
Oh, yeah, and we got a score update. 9-1, Chapmanville softball. Mercy rules Wayne in 5 innings.
So the Lady Tigers with the big win. They defeated Mingo Central last night 17-0, I believe I saw on the SSAC website. And very quickly, Ryan Roberts in an 0-2 hole as Lady Tigers, they have cracked the top 10 in the state of West Virginia, and Logan County has all 3 teams not only in the baseball poll, but in the softball poll as well, as Roberts fouls that pitch off. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes.
And how about that win last night for Logan softball against number 1 Winfield on a walk-off single to give Logan the 8-7 win over number 1 Winfield, and that could propel Logan to number 1 depending on how they see that rankings.
0-2 is upstairs for a ball, 1-2 the count. That was a big win last night for the Logan Wildcats, as you mentioned. They had a 6-2 lead on the Lady Generals. Winfield played at 5 runs in the top of the 6th inning, took a 7-6 lead. And at that point, I think you just had to feel that Winfield was in control. But Logan, they didn't quit. They got 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th as Roberts swings and hits a pitch in left field that will hold up for the left fielder, Joey Canterbury, and the Wildcats are retired in order in the top half of the 3rd inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd, 3-1. Logan leads Chapmanville. This is Chapmanville Tigers baseball on Video Productions and WVOW Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Fall and spring with more power, more dirt, and big wheels during Ram Truck Month. It's all here on the Thornhill Motor Mile at Thornhill CDJR. We've got a great selection of new Ram 1500 model trucks, plus custom Sherrod and Rocky Ridge options. Spring into your new Ram truck from Thornhill.
the Chapmanville Tigers, and lines a double, or actually bounces a double over the first base bag down in to the right field corner. Knight is on board at second base. Talon Thompson, the batter, and just like he did back in the first inning, Daniel, Luke Knight is aboard. He drew a leadoff walk and came around to score an RBI single by Trey Butcher. We'll see if that magic repeats itself in this bottom half of the third. Pitch to Thompson is on the inside part of the corner. Strike one, the call.
And this is where Chapmanville likes to get it done with all of their hits that's come around the third through fifth inning, or sixth if you want to go with that one. They can hit the ball, and it all starts with Luke Knight when he comes up to the bat. He's like their spark that gets things going for Chapmanville.
Pitch swung on the foul at the plate. Talon Thompson in an 0-2 hole as Connor Lowe looks to work around the leadoff double by Luke Knight to start this third inning for the Chapmanville Tigers. Bill Lusk with you alongside Daniel Miller, our video productions crew, our producer Sydney Mayo, and our cameraman Robbie Mounts up on top of the press box. Back in the WVOW studios, our engineer tonight, Hunter Gibson, the man of many trades, as we call him. Man of many trades, the man that wears many hats, as we like to joke with him. But we don't have a man high school contest tonight, so we don't have Hunter Gibson batting and Hunter Gibson producing or playing the field and producing like we do when we have a man hillbilly broadcast. As that's a little joke that we got going with Hunter back in the studio.
You always got to love Hunter. He does everything for WVOW, and WVOW is lucky to have a guy like Hunter Gibson in their studio.
You know, whether it be Hunter Gibson or Seth Eastat, Tanner Thomas, they all get the job done for us. Pitch on the way, swung on, popped up on the infield. It's going to carry into the outfield. Who wants it as it pushes into foul territory? Cole Blankenship gets over there, is unable to make a throw. Baisden will deliver a strike over to third, but Knight is able to slide in safely, and the Tigers have runners on first and third, as we'll wait to get the official score on that. But you know, Daniel in Blankenship's defense, he had a long way to run for that one, and that ball just kept carrying along the foul line. So got to imagine that will be a single for Thompson, and that's his second hit of this game tonight.
Yep, that is a single. That's what they ruled on the scoreboard out in right field, as Adam Basin looked like he could have had that catch, but Cole Blankenship, he had his eye all the way on it. He had a long track to get there, and it fall right where Cole needed to be. It just missed his glove, and a blown opportunity there for Logan to get out number one and to keep Luke Knight at second. Now Brody Dalton's coming to the plate with runners at the corners. At one swing of the bat, Bill, Brody Dalton can tie this game if he hits into the gap or gives Chapmanville the lead with a home run.
I think regardless of whether Blankenship came up with that catch or not, Luke Knight was going to tag and move to third base, because if Baisden makes that catch, his back is to the, or excuse me, if Blankenship makes the catch, his back is to the runner. Now he has to catch it, set his feet, turn and throw to third. I think that was going to be an easy tag up for Luke Knight. But as it is, it's a single, so instead of one out runner on third, and first pitch is a called strike to Brody Dalton. Instead of one out runner on third, there's nobody out. Runners on first and third for the Tigers in the bottom of the third. And Coach Kevin Gertz came out to talk to his infield and his pitcher, Connor Lowe, settle him down, and let him know how important this at bat is. You get one pitch here, you can get two outs if you can get Dalton to roll over. 0-2 count is called strike, or I saw no indication from the umpires. Actually, it was a ball. Snap throw down the third. Nothing doing as Knight dives back in safely ahead of the throw from Jake Ramey.
Looked like a good pitch from Connor Lowe, and Jake Ramey, who's known for picking runners off at third, he can get the job done. Luke Knight was just aware to get back into third. And luckily that ball didn't get away from Dawson Maynard. That could have scored Luke Knight from third.
Pitch on the way, swung on, hit in to right field. This should be plenty of deep to get the run in from third. Baisden with the catch. Throw comes into second base to keep Thompson at first. It is a sacrifice fly off the bat of Brody Dalton as Knight scores. and Chapmanville has cut the Wildcat lead to 3-2.
And Brody Dalton does his job. He gets a sack RBI, brings home Luke Knight, and Talon Thompson doesn't try to play gamble and go to second. Now with one out on the board, Trey Butcher is coming to the plate. If Trey Butcher can get on, then that could lead a lot of momentum going to Chapmanville with a dangerous Farley coming up to bat.
First pitch to Butcher is on the inside corner for a ball. 1-0 the count as Butcher checks his swing and is able to hold up. Go back to that. I want to go back to that play, Daniel, and bring up a very good, valid coaching point. How you know how well as that pitch is at the knees for a called strike, 1-1. This is how you know how well coached of a team Logan really is. When you see a play like that, Basden setting up to make the catch, he knows the runner from third is going to score. He don't try to throw it through. He throws it straight into second base at Jaron Glick, the shortstop, covering the bag to hold the runner at first. That's a sign of a very well-coached team. As Dalton takes a pitch inside for a ball, 2-1 the count.
That's very well-experienced coaching and good awareness by a young freshman to make that type of play.
Pitch in dirt, good block by Ramey. Count runs to 3-1 as he's able to keep the ball in front of him to prevent Thompson from advancing to second base. Thompson, the potential tying run over at first base, potential go-ahead run in the batter's box in Trey Butcher. 3-2 is the lead for the Logan Wildcats. Throw over to first, nothing doing as Thompson gets back safely.
And Connor Lowe's going to keep doing that every time a runner is on first. He knows he can pick him off, and he's going to keep him tying. And this also could be a stall strategy, trying to get Trey Butcher to think of what he's going to throw next.
Throw over again, nothing doing.
And what can you say, Bill? This is Chapmanville fans might not like it, but this is good strategy, like a chess match between first and the pitcher, trying to get that runner to mess up and throw him out.
Pitch on the way, swung on the foul, 3-2 the count to Trey Butcher as Lowe, before that pitch, threw over twice, as we mentioned. And, you mentioned it, it's not really much of a strategy ploy as it is just a strategy ploy in terms to keep Thompson from getting a bigger lead and possibly scoring on the ball hitting the gap here with one out. Pitch on the way is swung on, bounced to second. Good play by Blankenship as that ball took a hop, and he had to, at the last second, snare it out of midair and throw over to Williamson for the second out as Thompson moves up to second base. So good job by Trey Butcher moving the runner up into scoring position.
And smart decision there by Colt Blankenship. He knew Talon Thompson had a good jump getting out of that off of that hit from Trey Butcher. He was running, and he made the good fielder's choice to throw over to first to get that runner. As now they got 2 outs on the board. He didn't want to try to make an error, and Bill, they do it again. They're going to walk Andrew Farley to get to Joey Canterbury, who grounded out on a 5-3 play to end the first inning. So Joey Canterbury's coming in. Last time Logan walked a Chapmanville batter, it was Butcher to get to Farley, who was 0 for 2, and Farley made them pay. Can Joey Canterbury do exactly what Farley did back down at Roger E. Gertz Field?
Playing the numbers game, rather take your chances with Joey Canterbury than pitch to Andrew Farley. And to be honest, I don't blame Coach Kevin Gertz.
I don't either.
I would. We're sitting up here broadcasting. Never would I question the Kevin Gertz decision with as much experience as Gertz has, as that pitch just swung on and fouled out of play. 0-1 to count to Canterbury. But as much experience as Gertz has as a player, an assistant coach, a head coach, and not only that, but Kevin's father, Roger, is down there in the dugout as well. He's part of this coaching staff, and there is a lot of years of experience in that dugout. And the pitch swung on, hit into center field. Aiden Slack is there for the putout, so the intentional walk doesn't come back to bite the Wildcats this time, as Slack makes the putout to retire the Tigers in the bottom of the third. The Chapmanville plates a run on 2 hits. They leave 2 runners on base. 3 innings in the books from Ted Ellis Field. Logan 3, Chapmanville 2. This is Chapmanville Tigers baseball on Video Productions and WVOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station.
Find new roads and go anywhere this year in a new Chevy from Thornhill GM Superstore. It's Sydney and Chevy truck season has arrived with available 0% APR for 36 months on new Chevy Silverado, plus 120-day payment deferral. Get your Chevy at Thornhill.
Enjoying life and all it has to offer is easier when you're healthy. For decades, Logan Regional Medical Center has been providing personal, compassionate care close to home. Our trusted team of primary care providers with offices in Chapmanville, Holden, and Logan are committed to improving life and health in this community we all love. That's why we're here. Logan Regional Medical Center.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the combination of the warm, soft bun against this delicious piece of chicken. The bun is just this soft little hug around the chicken that's so perfect in every bite.
Fourth inning with Logan leading Chapmanville 3-2 as the Wildcats will send Aiden Slack, Ivan Miller, Connor Lowe to the plate, 5-6-7. And first pitch from Moore to Slack is outside and low, 1-0 the count. Moore working quickly, the 1-0 outside, 2-0 the count. And Daniel, we talk about this Logan team and the tradition that they have, but so we'll get to that. I'll get to this point after this pitch as it is swung on a miss by Slack, 2-1 to count. But could we be seeing the end of a state tournament run in Bridgeport? University defeats the Indians 10-8. The University Hawks, as that pitch is inside at the knees, 2-2 the count. The University Hawks have won 8 straight games. They are now 14-8. Bridgeport falls to 14-9.
Tides are turning. You never know.
Pitch outside and the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Of course, we saw a championship streak in last year when Hurricane defeated Bridgeport in the semifinals of the Class AAA tournament. Hurricane went on to win the state tournament that year. Pitch to Slack, swung on foul. Count remains 3-2. And speaking of them Hurricane Redskins, they are in a battle tonight at Spring Valley, number 1 and number 2 in Class AAA tonight.
And those two teams are in the same region, so one of those just have to give. You'd hate to be on that one.
Pitch swung on, bounced up the third baseline, but foul as Luke Knight makes it. As Luke Knight watches it roll in the foul territory, count remains 3-2.
And Bill tried not to jinx it for Logan fans, but how Logan got started, really, it was the Ryan Roberts walk, but it was the double that Slack hit into right center to start this rally for where they got 3 runs in the second inning.
Pitch swung on a miss by Slack, and that is strikeout number 3 for Braylon Moore, out number 1 for the Logan Wildcats. But I'll go back to that point. You mentioned that double by Slack. How different could that inning been if Slack was able to get a bunt down, moving Roberts up to second? As it stood, Slack was unable to get the bunt down, took a called strike, and fell behind in the count 0-2 before hitting that double to right center field as Miller is backed off the plate. 1-0 the count. Pitch over the heart of the plate. 1-1 the count evens up.
That was big. That they would trading out for a runner moving over. Instead, they got a double, and they had both runners in scoring position. So that was big for Logan to get that.
Miller takes a pitch at the knees, and he's in a 1-2 hole as Braylon Moore is wanting to work as quick as he can here in the top half of the fourth inning. He has 59 pitches, a pitch on the way outside in the dirt, and that was pitch number 60 for Moore. 2-2 the count. Connor Lowe through three innings has 46 pitches. 2-2 on the way is swung on and fouled off the net. Count will remain 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that just tells you the Logan's being smart at the plate. They went down striking 3 times. Moore has 3 strikeouts on the day, but Logan is trying to build that pitch count up to put pressure on Moore and try to get him out of the game.
Pitch in the dirt, and it runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. As Braylon Moore has hit a batter, he has walked a batter, and he has ran the count full to now the 4th batter, back-to-back batters in this inning. As that pitch swung on, popped up down the left field line, but it will be out of play. The count remains 3-2.
And Bill, just telling you this, there's a lot of fans down here for both sides, as it's not that far of a drive between Logan and Chapmanville, but that just tells you both teams are represented by fans. That's how much passionate they are about sports in this area.
3-2 on the way is swung on, bounce foul again, and Coach Kevin Gertz tries to field it with his hat, but it's just out of his reach.
He did that once in the state tournament game, state championship games against Fairmont. He couldn't do it this time.
I'm sure if he would have done that, we would have had that on our little general stores replay for sure. As good effort by Gertz. We'll give him an A. We'll give him an A+ for effort. As the 3-2 on the way to Miller has swung on a miss and back-to-back strikeouts. 4 more to start this 4th inning, and very quickly 2 outs, and the batter is Connor Lowe.
And Bill, after that 2nd inning where Logan got things going with hits and runs and RBIs, Braylon Moore has settled in. Starting from the 3rd inning, he has sat down 5 batters in a row. And if you really want to go, he sat down 2 batters back in the bottom of the 2nd to get outs 2 and 3. So Moore has settled in good for the Chapmanville Tigers.
Moore looking to set down his 9th consecutive batter. He set down last 8 as Lowe has other ideals as he lines a shot in the right field. It'll bounce over the right fielder's head. Lowe's thinking about 3. Here comes the throw, the slide, and Lowe is safe. And I have to imagine that that's a triple as that ball hit in front of the right fielder, Lucas Price, as Price was getting ready to field it. That ball, all of a sudden, looked like it hit a trampoline out there and bounced over Moore's head, as you see it on our little general stores replay. Tough play for Lucas Price, not Moore. That ball, really nothing he could do on that one. As he was in perfect position to make the play. It was just that hop before it got to him. And now the batter is Jaron Glick after the 2-out triple.
Bill, going to go back to the 2021 state tournament team. Kevin Gertz said Connor Lowe might be the best hitting player we have on the team, but he's the slowest hitter we have on the team. Well, he had to gut everything out to get that triple, and he made it pay, as now he get a well-deserved courtesy runner at 3rd, Chase Hatfield.
1-0 pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. 1-1 the count to Jaron Glick, as Glick looks to bring home the run with a 2-out hit here. He swings and misses. 1-2 the count.
How big would this be for Braylon Moore to strike out Jaron Glick, to keep that runner at 3rd and to limit the damage that has been done, as Moore has done a great job sitting down the batters, but Connor Lowe got that triple. How big would this strikeout be for Moore?
Pitch outside, 2-2 the count, as good snag by Talon Thompson behind the plate to prevent it from getting to the backstop, which would have allowed Chase Hatfield to score from 3rd base. 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning, 3-2. Logan leads Chapmanville. Pitch swung on and hit to first, and on one hop, Andrew Farley will play it and step on the bag to retire the side in the 4th. Logan gets a 2-out triple but leaves the runner stranded at 3rd base. head to the bottom of the fourth. Logan 3, Chapmanville 2. This is Chapmanville Tigers baseball on Video Productions and WVOW Radio, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station. Chapmanville Tigers topping more. Eli Sir going 7-8-9 in the Chapmanville lineup. They trail Logan 3-2. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Pitch on the way, swung on a miss, 0-2 the count to topping.
And, Bill, we're going to bring this point right here. Chapmanville, this is starting to become a trend. As back in the first inning, they batted six batters, and then in the second inning, they've only batted 3. Third inning, 6. Can Logan sit down these next 3 batters and probably put the lineup back to the top in the fifth inning with Luke Knight leading off?
Topping fouls that pitch off. 0-2 the count remains as Connor Lowe is looking for his 3rd strikeout. Lowe has allowed 2 runs on 4 hits. Chapmanville has left 4 runners on base in this contest thus far. 0-2 on the way is upstairs, and the count now runs to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Logan has 3 runs, 4 hits. They've left 2 runners on base. Both runners that Logan have left on base have been left at third base. So we'll see if that comes into play. Meanwhile, we'll get to Chapmanville's runner in scoring position situation as Topping swings and misses, and there is strikeout number 3 for Connor Lowe as the Tigers, their 4 runners, they have left 2 in scoring position. They left one on at third base back in the first and left a runner in scoring position at second base back in the third. So both teams have left 2 runners in scoring position, and the batter, Braylon Moore, who Moore 0 for 1 with a ground out to second.
And this is what Logan has to do. They're each tied with 4 hits in this game, and if you're going to match with Chapmanville, you got to be up there in the hit count with Chapmanville, as they can get runs and they can plate runs. And if you're going to beat the Tigers, it all becomes how much you're hitting and you're putting runners on bases.
Moore swings and misses. First pitch, 0-1 to count. Low with the sign from Ramey. The pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. 0-2 now the count. And Moore 1 strike away from his 4th strikeout tonight as Logan leads Chapmanville 3-2. The score here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Lowe with the sign, set at the belt, the pitch on the way. Swung on a miss. He got Moore to chase And there he is, strikeout number 4, back-to-back strikeouts to start the 4th inning.
And Connor Lowe can sit down Eli Surgoin. The Chapmanville batting script is has come to play as 6 up, as 6-3. 6-3 is their order they've been in batting. And Eli Surgoin, he can know to string a hit or two in every once in a game. He can get one of those sneaky hits. Can he get one and try to bring Luke Knight up to bat for Chapmanville, who is a dangerous hitter for the Tigers?
Pitch on the way, swung on and missed on a pitch out of the zone. 0-1 the count to Surgoin. Lowe has done a good job here tonight of getting the Tigers to chase early and late in the count as that pitch is inside and nearly hit Surgoin. So the count evens up at 1 ball, 1 strike.
He just lost control on that pitch. Surgoin, if I was Surgoin, I'd let it hit me maybe in the thigh, outer thigh, and just take my base and have Luke Knight try to do the damage from there.
Pitch swung on and fouled, 1-2 the count. And Daniel, the 1-0 pitch, I'm saying, I look at the reaction to after that pitch, Jake Ramey had, turned to look into the dugout. I'm not for certain if that wasn't a missed sign by Connor Lowe, because it looked like that Ramey had set up outside and had to come back inside to catch that one. And now that pitch swung on and missed in the dirt. It gets away from Ramey, and Surgoin's going to be able to reach base on the pass ball. So the Tigers have a 2-out base runner. And Luke Knight coming to the plate. Knight is 1 for 1, a double back in the 3rd, and a walk in the 1st. He has scored both Chapmanville runs.
Just an unfortunate break there for Logan. After that pass ball, Jake Ramey had no clue where the ball was. It was all the way back to the backstop. And now Surgoin's on first. And Luke Knight, who has the power to put one out, put one into the gap, and beat out a throw over to first, he can continue to extend this lead with Chapmanville's danger lineup. 1 through 5 is coming up to the bat now for the Tigers.
Pickoff attempt, and they've got they got Surgoin picked off over to first, now to short, now to second, and a tag applied. 1-3-6-4 on the pickoff attempt. So the drop third strike does no harm as the Tigers go down. I won't say they go down in order, but the Tigers go down quietly in the bottom of the 4th. We'll move to the top half of the 5th inning with Logan leading Chapmanville 3-2. This is Chapmanville Tigers Baseball and Video Productions and WVOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station.
At Aircom
Hi, I'm Jennifer. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the combination of the warm, soft bun against this delicious piece of chicken. The bun is just this soft little hug around the chicken that's so perfect in every bite.
Adventure is blooming with every new Jeep model. Tag yours with Thornhill CDJR during the Jeep Celebration event. Now with up to $10,000 off new 2022 Jeep Gladiator or great APR offers to finance your next adventure. Spring is here at Thornhill CDJR's Jeep Celebration event.
Let me check. Logan Wildcats in the top half of the fifth inning, 1-1 the count to Blankenship. Pitch on the way, outside corner, 1-2 the count. And make a quick scoring correction of the swinging third strike. We first said a pass ball, but my original presumption is the pitch is on the outside, but just misses. 2-2 the count. My original thought when I first saw the pitch was that it was a wild pitch, but as we were discussing, we felt that Jake Ramey, and he'll probably be the first to tell you that he should have blocked it, as that pitch is a swinging strike, as Blankenship tried to check his swing on a pitch inside and is unable to hold up. So there is strikeout number 5 for Braylon Moore and out number 1 in the top half of the fifth inning. But my first thought was that it was a wild pitch, and a lot of times, Daniel, when you have a gut instinct, you should stick to it, as I should have. And we inadvertently said that the pitch was pass ball on Jake Ramey. But again, Jake Ramey will probably come up here and tell us, I should have blocked that ball.
Yeah, it was just one of those plays that your gut was right, my gut was wrong. I thought it was a pass ball, but it was just a gut call.
And aforementioned Jake Ramey takes a pitch for a called strike on the first pitch, and the second pitch he grounds up to first baseman, and Andrew Farley's unable to play it, and Ramey will reach on the error, and courtesy runner McCormick Ilderton will come in to run for Ramey.
Yeah, McCormick Ilderton, he's always known for running for Jake Ramey, as McCormick Ilderton has some speeds leg. He's the younger brother of Marshall basketball player Peyton Ilderton. Now Dawson Maynard to the plate. Can Maynard score?
As that pitch swung on, hit into left field, and Joey Canterbury backing up makes the catch shy of the warning track. So 2 outs on the fly out to left field.
Sorry, I didn't get a chance to finish that, but McCormick Ilderton has legs. That's on the base path. He's going to be one of those players you're going to rely on next year when these seniors graduate. And Maynard sent that one deep, and good track by Joey Canterbury. He had a late start, but he's able to make the catch. Now 2 outs now. And how big would this be for Braylon Moore to get out number 3 here to limit what happened with that error play at first base?
Garrett Williamson gets hit on the pitch inside, and Logan will have runners at first and second, and Ryan Roberts, the batter.
Ryan Roberts, and Roberts from last night, we mentioned he hit a home run against Scott, and it was a beautiful home run. It deserves a bat flip that he gave after that shot. Can he maybe not have a home run, but can he have a successful hit here to score the speedy Ilderton from second?
Pitch is in the dirt for a ball, 1-0 the count, as Moore hits his second batter of the contest. He hit Dawson Maynard back in the first inning with 1 out. Here in the fifth inning, he hits Williamson with 2 outs, and that'll draw a mound visit from the Chapmanville coaching staff, as Moore currently at 82 pitches through 4 2/3 as he looks to get out of the fifth. His counterpart countered low, Daniel, only 58 pitches.
That just tells you, even though Moore has 82, Connor Lowe has 58, this has still been an even ball game. Both pitchers are doing fantastic job pitching, and it's only a 3-2 ball game. And, they're going to ride with Moore throughout this game. They know that Moore is capable of getting themselves out of jams, as he's done it plenty of times. He's done it, I can't remember the game. I think it was against Point Pleasant. He got himself out of a jam. Moore is capable of getting Chapmanville out of jams and to limit damages for the Chapmanville Tigers. And, Bill, he's only a sophomore.
Mound visit is completed, and now we're ready for baseball as Moore has a signed pitch on the way. Swung on, bounced to short, and Dalton will field it and go the short route to second to force Williamson at the bag. 6-4 on the force play as Logan is retired in the top half of the fifth inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 2 runners left stranded for the Wildcats in the fifth inning. We head to the bottom of the fifth. It is Logan 3, Chapmanville 2. This is Chapmanville Tigers baseball on Video Productions and WVOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station.
Family.
Enjoying life and all it has to offer is easier when you're healthy. For decades, Logan Regional Medical Center has been providing personal, compassionate care close to home. Our trusted team of primary care providers with offices in Chapmanville, Holden, and Logan are committed to improving life and health in this community we all love. That's why we're here. Logan Regional Medical Center.
What are you working for? Do you want to pursue your athletic potential while earning a degree that will benefit you for a lifetime? Do you want to play at the highest level in your sport? Do you want to be a champion? That's what the 12 proud members of the Mountain East Conference are advancing toward every day, providing opportunities and pursuing excellence. The Mountain East Conference.
For a new ride, you'll find that there are many good reasons to buy your next car at Stevens. That's right, Stevens Auto Center in Danville.
Bottom of the fifth inning from Ted Ellis Field. Chapmanville trails 3-2. They will send the top of the lineup to the plate against Logan's Connor Lowe. Again, 58, now 59 pitches as it's a called strike. 0-1 to count to Luke Knight, who is 1 for 1. Double back in the third, run scored, and walked and scored back in the first inning. Attempts to lay down a bunt and is unable to get it down. Called, or a swinging strike, 0-2 the count.
And how big would this be for Logan to strike out Luke Knight to start off this bottom of the fifth inning?
0-2 pitch on the way inside, nearly hits him. That's a called strike 3 on the inside corner. What a pitch by Connor Lowe. Luke Knight thought he was going to get hit. That pitch comes back in, catches the plate, and that is the 6th strikeout for Lowe. He struck out the last 4 hitters in the Chapmanville lineup.
Man, what a pitch there for Connor Lowe. That fooled everybody. I thought it was going to hit Luke Knight. He jumped back and, man, he painted the edge of that corner. Wow, what a beautiful pitch from Connor Lowe. That is a nasty pro-level pitch.
Talon Thompson, the batter. Thompson, 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. And he swings at the first offering. Comes up empty, 0-1 to count to Thompson.
Talon, he knows that Luke Knight went down. He can get some hits as he's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. He knows he can do it for Chapmanville and get on and try to keep this going for the Tigers to try to fight back into this lead.
Pitch swung on him is by Thompson, 0-2 the count. And Daniel, 5 pitches, 5 strikes for Connor Lowe to start this 5th inning for Logan on the mound. Lowe has pitched a wonderful game for the Wildcats thus far. Pitch on the way. That one will hit Thompson, and Chapmanville has a 1-out base runner.
Yeah, Luke Knight was hoping that would hit him the last time out, but that one will hit Talon Thompson. And no harm, no foul, as long as Brody Dalton doesn't put this one over the outfield fence. But right now, Connor Lowe's got to settle in. I mean, after giving up that pitch, and Brody Dalton, who was 0 for 2 on a pop-up to the first baseman and then a fly-out to right field, Brody Dalton can easily, with one swing of the bat, can make this a tie ball game. But Connor Lowe, he has been doing a good job with these Chapmanville batters. And Chapmanville with only 4 hits through 5 innings, well, 4.5 innings, that's impressive for this Logan Ball Club against this heavy hitter Chapmanville Ball Club.
Pitch on the way, swung on, hit to second. Good play by Cole Blankenship. to field it and throw to shortstop Jaron Glick at the bag to force the lead runner 4-6 on the play. I got to be honest, I thought Blankenship was going to go to first base on that play, but he fields it and makes a quick turn to retire Thompson at second base.
Yeah, he looked like he was looking in the direction of Garrett Williamson, but instead he takes the fielder's choice to get that runner at second, and that's a big-time throw there from Cole Blankenship to get over to Jaron Glick to get that lead runner. Now that it erases a threat with 2 outs, and Trey Butcher's coming up the bat, who his last at-bat grounded out 4-3.
That ball's upstairs to Butcher. 1-0 the count. Low. 66 pitches. He's only thrown 8 pitches this inning. He started the inning with 58. He's working on pitch number 9, and it is a ball that Ramey is able to. Actually, I think that got Ramey on the right. It looked like the right leg. They got him on the inside part of his right leg as he's shaking it off. He'll stay in the contest for sure. He's not coming out for nothing in this contest. That's for certain. One of the toughest catchers in the state of West Virginia, along with Brody Dalton. Throw over, nothing doing as Dalton gets back safely.
Yeah, Jake Ramey is a stone wall back there. He's tough, and if I've known him for all these years in high school, he lives in the weight room. He's kind of jacked underneath that jersey. And he just proves it just being a catcher and how tough he is.
2-0. Pick off attempt before the 2-0 pitch. Nothing doing. That's a point you mentioned about Ramey in the weight room. Daniel, not long after Logan won their second state championship, they returned back to the island for a cookout. Once the cookout was over, many of these players went to the weight room, started working on next season. They've got Dalton picked off, and he'll be able to steal the throw, as that was going to be a straight steal. As once again, as we mentioned in our opening, Daniel, if you're going to steal on a left-hander, you're going to go on first movement.
Yep, and that just shows you right there. Brody Dalton, he knew it. He knew he was going to run just a little bit of an off throw. Even I think the throw was a little bit on. I think Brody Dalton would have gotten there safe, as he had a good jump on that one. On that pickoff throw and throw down from Garrett Williamson. So now Chapmanville's got a runner in scoring position. How big would Trey Butcher be right now to get a base hit and score Dalton from second?
2-0 on the way. Pitch will hit Butcher, and Lowe working with a little bit of some control issues this first inning, and he's really had to worry about his control as he's hit 2 batters in the inning. He also has issued 1 walk, 1 intentional walk in the contest. And we'll see if Andrew Farley can come through for Chapmanville here and see if he can tie the game. Coach Kevin Gertz coming out to the mound to have a talk with Lowe and try to settle him down.
Yeah, he's going to settle him down. Connor Lowe just losing the grip there on those throws. But now you turn to Chapmanville with 2 runners on, first and second. The dangerous Andrew Farley is coming to the plate with 2 outs. And, Bill, we've known from history with Chapmanville during this 14-game winning streak, if they want to get the job done, it's in a situation like this with runners on and Andrew Farley. Even with 1 or 2 outs, Chapmanville always knows how to put runs on the boards, and it all becomes to do with this young man, as during this streak, he has been Chapmanville's MVP throughout this entire streak, and he's going to try to continue it against this Logan Wildcat team that's starting to lose a little bit of grip on this game, even though it's a 3-2 ball game.
4th inning of the game against Riverside a couple weeks ago. Chapmanville down 2-0. Only had 1 hit through 3 innings. Farley hits the 3-run home run. Last week at Man, Chapmanville trailed 4-2. Farley hit the 3-run home run to give them a 5-4 lead. Here tonight, Chapmanville down 3-2. Runners on first and third. Farley, the batter, can he repeat his late inning magic here and put Chapmanville on top? So he takes a pitch in the dirt, 1-0 the count.
And you're starting to hear some noise from this Chapmanville fan base. They know they can feel it coming here in this inning. If they want to get it done, it's right here, right now.
Pitch outside, 2-0 the count. And I'd have to imagine that mound visit from Coach Gertz was to come out and talk to his infield and his pitcher, Connor Lowe, to let him know how they want to pitch Farley in this at-bat. It looks like they're trying to stay away from him, going to try to get him to chase some. Farley's been patient thus far. 2-0 the count. Pitch on the way is outside corner for a called strike, 2-1. And you'll hear a couple of cheers from the Logan side and a couple of disbeliefs from the Chapmanville side. They thought that was outside for a ball, but that pitch has caught the corner of the plate, and this home plate umpire has been very consistent with these pitchers as they try to paint the corner, pick off attempt back at second, and Dalton in just ahead of the tag of Blankenship.
Just a bit late with the tag right there. But, yeah, these fans, they didn't like that call. But then again, you got to know, like you said, this umpire is very consistent. He's been consistent all night. And I think if I know who this umpire is, he is very consistent throughout this entire state. He's one of the best umpires in the southern part of West Virginia.
2-1 the count, pitch on the way. Swung on a miss. 2-2 the count now to Andrew Farley as Lowe was able to get Farley to chase one out of the zone. 2-2 the count. We'll see if Connor Lowe comes back with the same pitch, see if he goes outside, see if he comes upstairs and gets Farley to chase one. 2-2, 2 outs, 3-2. Logan leads the pitch. And it is low for a ball, 3-2. Now the Logan fans are giving it to the home plate umpire as they felt that was strike 3.
It was close. I have to agree with the umpire. I think it just misses just barely on the outside of the strike zone. But right now, full count. Last thing you want, Connor Lowe, is to leave this one for Farley to put this one deep.
3-2, runners will be moving on the pitch. Swung on and fouled, and that caught Ramey in the chest, and he is down to both knees as assistant coach Dougie Williamson and head coach Kevin Gertz come out to check on Ramey as he's got the chest protector off to show Coach Williamson where he got hit with that foul ball.
It's not looking good. It's probably where really can't see where he's actually pointing at. Bill, can you see it?
Maybe right around the pectoral muscle, but Ramey, if anything, I think worst thing, it knocked the breath out of him. He'll probably have a bruise in the morning, but he's going to stay in the contest. As we said, it's going to take a lot to get him or even Talon Thompson or Brody Dalton, whoever's behind the plate for Chapmanville. It's going to take a lot to get these three catchers out. I mean, we got Talon Thompson behind the plate, but Brody Dalton's also a catcher as well. And along with Jake Ramey, they're not coming out for nothing right now.
No, and I was going to give you a point about Jake Ramey missing one game, but we'll get to that after this pitch if it's a foul ball. I got a point about Jake Ramey being a brick wall. Okay, I'll get it right now. Jake Ramey's only missed one high school game in his career. It was his sophomore year at Herbert Hoover, and the backup catcher for Logan in that game was center fielder Aiden Slack. So if Jake Ramey has to come out, you would have to think the guy playing behind him right now is either Connor Mullins or Gage Hensley. They might move Slack there as he's done a good job being a catcher for Logan.
Pick off attempt at second, nothing doing. And before the 3-2 pitch, Lowe stepped off to give Ramey more time to catch his breath and gather himself. Now pick off attempt at second. If anything, nothing more to give Ramey additional time before this critical 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. Runners will be moving on the pitch. Low, set, the pitch on the way. It swung on and popped out of play, and we'll do it again.
And that pitch just misses the lights up there. But, yeah, all this is doing just building suspense in this ballpark. I can feel every fan who is sitting down is on the edge of this seat. They know Farley can put this one out, and they know how big Connor Lowe has pitched for Logan in this ball game. Something's got to give, either maybe a walk or a hit or a strikeout. Something's got to give with the suspense that's happening right now.
Well, Daniel, with these 2 hit batters in this inning, what it has done is rolled this lineup around. So Chapmanville will have a chance. 3-2 swing, fouled off the mitt of Ramey, and the count remains 3-2. But again, back to my point about the 2 hit batters in this inning. What it's done is it rolls the top of the lineup back around for Chapmanville in the possibly in the 7th inning, maybe in the 6th inning, depending on what happens here. But that could be critical if this game remains 3-2 throughout. Now Connor Lowe at 76 pitches. He had just 8 pitches in this contest prior to the Butcher at bat. Now the 3-2 on the way. Swung on, fouled again, and what a battle between Lowe and Farley.
Again, Bill, something has got to give here. And for how many lumps have Jake Ramey's taken behind the plate? This at bat. Someone in the stands had to be saying, come on, something give here. This is so suspenseful right now for Farley and Lowe battling each other.
10th pitch of the at-bat coming, and it's swung on and fouled again. And Lowe's going to have to throw at least 11 pitches in an attempt to get Andrew Farley.
This is unbelievable, Bill. I've never seen this good of a battle. The last time I've seen a battle this good was Emily Mullins against Chapmanville at the softball game where Logan won at 5-0 down at B.R. Field. This is building suspense right here. All it could just take is just one pitch to make this game stay where it is or make it a brand new ball game, just depending on what this pitch does for Connor Lowe.
Pitch number 11 from Lowe to Farley is a check swing, and ball 4 as Farley held his swing, and the bases are loaded for Joey Canterbury. Canterbury, in his last plate appearance, had runners on first and second after Logan elected to walk Andrew Farley, and Canterbury flew out to center field to end the 3rd inning. That is the second walk issued by Lowe in this contest. 3 if you count the intentional walk.
And Bill, Joey Canterbury is a player that can hit the ball. I remember back at 2021 state tournament team, he hit a down the line triple to give Logan some hits.
Canterbury grounds it to short, and Glick will go to Blankenship at second to force Farley and retire the Tigers in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Chapmanville threatens, but they leave the bases loaded. 5 innings complete from Ted Ellis Field. Logan 3, Chapmanville 2. It's Chapmanville Tigers baseball on Video Productions and WVOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station.
At Aracoma Drug.
Hey, it's Sydney with your total automotive experience waiting at Thornhill GM Superstore. Let's trade keys. Swing by Thornhill GM, where well-qualified buyers enjoy 3.9% APR for 60 months on new GMC Sierra 1500 models, plus no payments for 90 days.
And we continue to grow.
Aiden Slack leading off. Daniel, I don't think Slack can hit a ball any harder than he just did. And Luke Knight over at third base makes a fantastic play for the first out in the 5th inning. Ivan Miller, the batter, 0-1 to count. curveball inside corner, backs Miller off, but catches the inside part of the plate. 0-2 the count to Miller.
Going back to that play, if Luke Knight was 5'8" instead of 5'10", that would have been over his head, and that would have been maybe a double for the speedy Aiden Slack.
0-2 pitch to Miller on the way, swung on, fouled. Count remains. No ball, 2 strikes.
And Braylon Moore is trying to work this inning fast as, again, Logan, if they don't plate no runs, maybe in this inning or the next inning, it could spell doom for the Wildcats as Chattanville's just due to burst one.
And that pitch on the inside corner called strike 3. That is strikeout number 6 for Braylon Moore. And Connor Lowe, the batter. Lowe is 2 for 2. RBI single back in the second. And a triple in the fourth with 2 outs. But his courtesy runner, Chase Hatfield, was left stranded at third. And that pitch upstairs for a ball, 1-0 the count.
Connor Lowe had one of the most hardest running triples I've seen from a pitcher of his size. And it made him pay. Chapmanville, it couldn't make Chapmanville pay on that one, but see if he can try to get on base hit here and try to build some runs. As like I said, Logan needs to put some runs in this inning. They want to put pressure on Chapmanville.
2-0 the count as the curveball misses outside. That was pitch number 90 for Braylon Moore. And Daniel, if Moore can retire Lowe here within the next 1 or 2 pitches, he will, as that pitch is called strike on the outside corner, 2-1, he would set himself up to potentially close this game out in the 7th. And same thing Connor Lowe. Connor Lowe's at 80 pitches right now. Both these pitchers looking for complete games should the game end in 7. Of course, if it goes 8, then we'll get into the bullpens. 3-1 count. Pitch is outside, and Lowe reaches base for the 3rd time tonight as he's aboard with the 2-out base on balls. That is the 2nd walk issued by Moore, and Hatfield will come in a courtesy run for Lowe.
Hatfield, one of those juniors that he can be a good base. He is a base runner, good base runner for this Logan Wildcats team. And now Jaron Glick, who's coming up for the Wildcats, he had some good hits stringing in these past couple of games. Today he's 0 for 1 on a ground out to the first baseman.
Pitch to Glick, inside corner, 0-1 the count. And that's pitch number 94. What that walk does now for Braylon Moore, if he falls behind the batters, if he continues to fall behind the batters here, 3-1, 3-2, as that pitch is called strike at the knees, 0-2 the count, then that pitch count runs up, and Chapmanville may have to get in the bullpen sooner than they would have planned for tonight. But 0-2 count, 2 outs, pitch on the way, is in the dirt. It gets away, but Hatfield does not advance as he was retreating back to the bag on the pitch. So 1-2 the count.
And, Bill, we do have some players down in the bullpens getting warmed up. It looks like Ian Plumley is down there warming up in the bullpen for Chapmanville. He's been Chapmanville's closer throughout this entire season for the Tigers.
Plumley and Farley, late inning eaters for the Tigers, you could say, as that pitch is inside. 2-2 now the count.
As the fans are rooting for Braylon Moore to get this 3rd strike and to strike out the side for Logan to avoid damage after giving up only a walk in this inning.
Pitch on the way, swung on and fouled. 2-2 the count, as that was pitch number 98. Pitch number 99 will be upcoming.
And this would be good for Jaron Glick to do what Andrew Farley did to Connor Lowe back in the last inning, to build up the pitch count and maybe have to move Moore out of the ball game, as Moore has pitched a very good ball game against this Logan ball club.
2-2, 2 outs. Pitch from Moore to Glick on its way. Swung on, and fly ball hit into center field. The center fielder, Trey Butcher, makes the catch. And on pitch number 99, Braylon Moore retires the Wildcats in the top half of the 6th inning. Logan gets a 2-out runner but leaves him stranded. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 3-2, Logan leads Chapmanville. This is Chapmanville Tiger Baseball on Video Productions and WVOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station.
At Logan Regional Medical Center, our comprehensive inpatient rehabilitation program helps get you back to living life. With an 8-bed unit for patients 18 and over, our caring team of doctors, nurses, and rehabilitation specialists work with you, providing a full line of services to help you restore your capabilities and get you back home and back to living. Logan Regional Medical Center, providing inpatient rehabilitation close to home.
Dave Allen from Farmar Stores. Farmar Stores, along with the Ritten Family Foundation, Best Price and Fair Price, will again be offering their scholarship.
Standing pitching change for the Logan Wildcats. Ryan Roberts takes over on the mound for the Wildcats. And first batter he'll face will be Jacob Topping, as defensive changes for the Wildcats very quickly. Moving from second base to left field, Cole Blankenship. Left fielder Roberts comes into the mound to pitch. First baseman Garrett Williamson moves over to second base, and pitcher Lowe moves to first base as pitch in the dirt to Topping. 1-1 the count. So Ryan Roberts on in relief, trying to get potentially a 6-out save. We'll see if Coach Gertz elects to stay with Roberts for the 7th or if he makes another pitching change. Pitch on the way, upstairs, 2-1 to count. That is if Logan gets into the 7th inning with the lead. Chapmanville could very well tie or take the lead here. They've got the momentum going as they played at a run in a third, and last inning they left the bases loaded. That pitch, 3-1 in the dirt. Roberts has come in, and first pitch was a strike. Since then, 3 straight balls. And if you're Coach Kevin Gertz, the last thing you want to see is a leadoff walk to the number 7 guy in the lineup, who has been 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts tonight. Pitch on the way, swung on a miss, count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And one thing we know about Ryan Roberts, he's been one of those reliable senior pitchers for Logan, but since he's hurt his arm in the preseason, he hasn't been able to start a game for the Logan High School Wildcats. He's coming in to relieve, trying to build his arm back up. But when Ryan Roberts is healthy, he's got a nasty pitch with a curveball that's very hard to hit.
Pitch swung on a miss by Topping. That's the first strikeout for Roberts, and Topping goes down for the 3rd time on strikes tonight. And the batter is Braylon Moore, the pitcher. And we've seen Logan go into the bullpen to start this 6th inning. Braylon Moore is at 99 pitches, Daniel. Their action continues down in that Chapmanville bullpen. Do we see a pitching change for Chapmanville to start the 7th inning?
I'll get to that point after this pitch.
This pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1.
Okay, what I was getting ready to mention with Braylon Moore, I would keep him in to start the 7th inning until he goes over the limit, and then maybe in the situation you can pull Plumlee. If Moore maybe gets out of control, then I would probably have to pull him right real quick, but I would keep Braylon Moore just the way he's going on the mound.
0-2 the count as Moore takes a pitch on the outside corner, and Ryan Roberts is 1 pitch away from recording his 2nd strikeout. In relief, we'll get to Connor Lowe's stat line after this pitch, and it is strike 3 swinging and 2 outs in this bottom of the 6th inning for Chapmanville. The batter, Eli Surgoin. Final stat line on Connor Lowe, 5 innings pitched, 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, an intentional walk, 2 hit batters, and 6 strikeouts. Connor Lowe did what Coach Kevin Gertz asked of him. Come in, throw strikes, let your defense back you up, give us a chance to win. He is the pitcher of record for the Wildcats as Logan leads 3-2. Pitch to Surgoin is upstairs for a ball, 1-0 the count.
And this would be huge to get the strikeout to Eli Surgoin, as in the 7th inning, the heart of Chapmanville's lineup, 1 through 6, is coming up. And this would be a big momentum builder for the top of the 7th for Logan.
Pitch swung on a miss in the dirt, 1-1 to count. Looking ahead to the Logan 9th inning, Cole Blankenship, Jake Ramey, Dawson Maynard, 9-1-2, due up for the Wildcats. As that pitch swung on and fouled, count is 1-2. And if Ryan Roberts can retire, Eli Surgoin here, Chapmanville in the bottom of the 7th will have Luke Knight, Talon Thompson, Brody Dalton, 1, 2, 3, due up in the bottom of the 7th. Logan would like to add an insurance run in the top half, but for the time being, it's bottom of the 6th, 1, 2, 2 outs, pitch, upstairs, 2-2 the count.
Yeah, and it's been going like a script for Chapmanville. First inning, 6 batters, the top 6. The 2nd inning, the bottom 3. The 3rd inning, top 6. In the 4th inning, it was the bottom 3, but Luke Knight come to the plate. He never really had an attempt as Surgoin was picked off on a pickoff play. Then moved to the 5th, top 6. Now, bottom 3. Ryan Roberts looking to keep that going.
Pitch swung on a foul, count remains 2-2 to Eli Surgoin, who is 0 for 2. He does have 2 strikeouts as he struck out in the 2nd inning, and he struck out back in the 4th inning but was able to reach base on a wild pitch. However, Connor Lowe was able to pick him off to end the 4th inning. 2-2, 2 outs. Roberts with the sign, works from the windup, 2-2 pitch on the way, and swung on a foul again. So good battle here by Surgoin to stay alive in the count.
And Eli Surgoin is doing just that for the Tigers. He knows how big this would be for him to get on base with Luke Knight coming up behind him. As Luke Knight, one rip from Luke Knight can make this a tie ball game. Or if not, he could put one over the fence and make it a 4-3 lead for the Tigers if Surgoin can get on base.
2-2 pitch coming again, and it's upstairs, and the count now runs full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And the suspense is building. Logan fans are trying to get behind Ryan Roberts to get this strikeout, to try to build momentum, try to grab a momentum that is, in my opinion, currently on Chapmanville's side. But they're trying to build the momentum to maybe do some damage in the top of the 7th as Blankenship, Ramey, and Maynard, the dangerous Maynard, is going to bat in the 7th inning. He'll have an opportunity to do something in that inning.
Pitch number 8, fouled off, and the count will remain full, 3-2. So back to Andrew Farley's at bat in the 5th inning. He had a 12-pitch at bat that ended in a base on balls, and now Eli Surgoin is now going to be seeing the 10th pitch coming from Eli Surgoin, seeing the 10th pitch from Roberts in this bat, and it is strike 3, and Roberts gives a pump of the fist and a flex as he walks off the mound, and he strikes out the side in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Logan Wildcats as Chapmanville does nothing. And we'll move to the top of the 7th inning. Logan 3, Chapmanville 2. This is Chapmanville Tigers Baseball on Video Productions and WVOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Call in spring with more power, more dirt, and big wheels during Ram Truck Month. It's all here on the Thornhill Motor Mile at Thornhill CDJR. We've got a great selection of new Ram 1500 model trucks, plus custom Sherrod and Rocky Ridge options. Spring into your new Ram truck from Thornhill.
Cole Blankenship leads off the top of the 7th inning with a bloop single down the right field line. And that hit came on a 0-1 count as Blankenship took the first pitch for a strike, swung at the next pitch, and blooped it down the right field line. Right field line, that was pitch number 101 for Braylon Moore. And Daniel, we kind of speculated whether Chapmanville would make a pitching change or whether they would possibly make a pitching change. If Blankenship reached to bring in a new pitcher to face the top of the lineup, they're going to ride Moore out as that pitch is outside as Ramey shows bunt but pulls back. 1-0 the count.
And my hunch was right. They're going to ride with Braylon Moore. And I like what you said during the break, that if Cole Blankenship gets on base, they could pull Braylon Moore to go to an Ian Plumley, who I would assume be next. But no, they're going to ride out with Moore in this game.
Pitch on the way, bunted up the third base side. Good bunt by Ramey as Blankenship moves up to second in scoring position. And on the sacrifice, 5-3, Logan with one out has a runner in scoring position. And Dawson Maynard, the batter.
And now Dawson Maynard coming to the plate, and we're going to get a mound visit, as that could be it for Braylon Moore. And now, Bill, if you want to think something for strategic for Chapmanville with one out, do you intentionally walk Maynard to set up the double play, bringing up Garrett Williams? You wouldn't do it?
No, not. I mean, you got Garrett Williamson in the on-deck circle. Garrett Williamson is the leading hitter on this Logan club. You've got to take your chances with Maynard. Now, what I think what it does here with first base open, it allows you to be careful to try to pitch around Maynard, see if you can't get him to chase a couple of pitches out of the zone. But by no stretch of the imagination do I think you just put Dawson Maynard on in this situation. And I guarantee you that's not what this mound visit is about. This is about just going out, trying to settle down Braylon Moore. He's got a runner on second base. Let you know you got one out. You got 8 pitches left. Let's finish this. Or 7 pitches. 110 is the pitch limit. And Daniel, they will intentionally walk.
I had a feeling because they're going to try to put on the double play there. Double play is now in effect. Garrett Williamson, who is who has 2 strikeouts, and the only time he got on base was a hit by a pitch, but he ended up getting who got hit by a pitch his last at bat. He's still 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts to Braylon Moore, as this could be a strategic thing. But last time we've seen something like this, Bill, with a batter being 0 for 2 coming up to the plate and not having a hit. It was Andrew Farley
at Chapmanville,
and he made Logan pay. Now can the tables turn here, and can Logan make Chapmanville pay with this decision to intentionally walk Dawson Maynard?
And it's kind of a similar situation, just later innings. It's kind of a similar score. It was 3-1 at that point down at Logan. This one's 3-2, and that pitch is in the dirt. 1-0 the count to Garrett Williamson. As that's another thing that you do here. If you walk Williamson, now you've got the bases loaded, and Ryan Roberts, who is due up, both these batters in lineup, Williamson and Roberts, due for a hit. The pitch swung on and hit down the third base line, but foul. 1-1 to count.
And Garrett Williamson, I like what you mentioned when we were talking about Garrett Williamson. Do you want to put him at the plate to potentially walk Dawson Maynard? Well, Garrett Williamson almost just made Chapmanville pay right there on that hit. And like you said, Garrett Williamson's leading batter percentage for Logan. Dawson Maynard has the power. So does Garrett Williamson. But this is big decision right here. And Braylon Moore with pitch 106 coming up. Can Garrett Williamson get a base hit here? And it's an insurance run for Logan here in the top of the 7th.
Williamson asked for time and is granted time by the home plate umpire. 1-1 to count, 1 out. Top of the 7th inning. Logan leads Chapmanville 3-2. Looking to add with runners at first and second base, looking for an insurance run. Pitch is in the dirt, and the runner from third goes, and he's safe and moving up to second is Dawson Maynard. And now 2 runners are in scoring position following the pass ball. And the Talon Thompsons looked like that ball popped in and out of his mitt. And that allowed Blankenship to advance to third and Maynard to advance to second. Now Chapmanville will bring the infield in hopes of cutting the runner down at the plate. And it don't take much. Williamson just get one through this infield, and Logan may add 2 runs to its lead. Pitch on the way, swung on, and it's going to be hit in the gap. It gets down. 1 run scores. It takes a hop and gets to the wall. Here comes Dawson Maynard to score. Logan now up 5-2, and Williamson is going for third. The throw will be in time to retire Williamson, but he gets 2 runs in, and 2 big runs now for Logan. They now have a 5-2 lead.
Bill, this game has lived up to the hype, and for Logan fans, that was bigger than what they could imagine. It's almost reminiscent to last season that both teams played here, except this was a Ryan Roberts that added insurance run to Logan. Garrett Williamson gets a huge base hit. He gets tagged out at third, but still does the job for Logan. It's adding a 5-2 lead onto the board.
Pitch to Roberts is outside for a called strike on the corner. 0-1 to count. And Williamson comes through with a big 2-run double, as just like Connor Lowe's triple back in the 4th inning, the ball got dropped in front of the right fielder. It hit a hard spot and bounced over the head as Roberts swings and fouls that one out of play. 1-2 the count to Ryan Roberts. Same thing in this situation. Williamson hit a drive into the left center field gap. We'll get it out eventually. Left center field gap. As the center fielder Butcher came over to field it, it hits a hard spot and kicks over the head of Butcher, allowing Williamson to motor into second base with a double before he was eventually cut down, trying to stretch a double into the triple as the pitch in the dirt, 2-2 the count. So if you're scoring at home with us, 8-6-5 on the putout of Williamson at third base.
And, Bill, you'd have to think that if Garrett Williamson didn't have that hurt knee, I'll finish that later.
Ryan Roberts lines a hit over the head of the shortstop, Brody Dalton, in the left field. Joey Canterbury gets over to cut it off. And the Wildcats now have a 2-out base runner at first base after the single by Roberts. And that will be it for Braylon Moore, who will exit the game after throwing 112 pitches. But Moore, he pitched phenomenal as Logan came through with some timely hits to produce some runs.
Yeah, and back to my point is about Garrett Williamson. If Garrett Williamson did that hurt knee, I think he would have, if healthy, he would have gotten in there safe. Garrett Williamson's one of the fastest players on Logan's team. It sucks that he had to hurt his knee during basketball season, and he's still playing hurt. He might tell you, "No, I'm fine." No, you could tell sometimes when you see him up close and personal, he is grimacing in pain. And now it just came there with a big 2 RBI double for Garrett Williamson to get tagged out of third. Ron Roberts matches there. Maybe if Garrett would have held up at second, he could have came home and scored, but you never know there. But 2 outs on the board. Ron Roberts gets a big hit, a big single, and now we turn to Ian Plumlee for the Chapmanville Tigers.
6 2/3 innings pitched for Braylon Moore tonight. He's responsible for the runner on first base. Currently 5 runs. All 5 of those were earned tonight against Braylon Moore, 6 hits he gave up tonight to this Logan lineup. Actually, I've got 7 hits on my scoreboard, on my scorebook. 7 hits that Moore allowed. 6 runs, 7 hits. Walks, as I look him over, he walked 2 and issued an intentional walk to Dawson Maynard in the 7th inning, and he also hit 2, struck out 6. So pretty similar stat lines between starting pitchers tonight.
Yep, and I know this is kind of late, Bill, but remember what we talked about, what happened down at Roger Egert's Field. Logan intentionally walked Trey Butcher to get to Andrew Farley, who was 0 for 2 in that game. Farley has some power in him. Farley made Logan pay to add on to the insurance run for Chapmanville in that ball game. Now the tables have flipped, where they intentionally walked Maynard to get to Garrett Williamson, who was 0 for 2 today. Garrett Williamson rips a big 2 RBI double, and right now Logan was on the opposite side of that. Yeah. Now they're on the right side, and can Aiden Slack, who had a big double to lead off to the first scoring for Logan when he hit that double, can he do it here against Chapmanville and try to continue this inning for the Wildcats with 2 outs on the board?
Pitch upstairs for a ball, 1-0 the count to Aiden Slack. And for those listening, we're not questioning the decision of Josh Rakes to walk Dawson Maynard, because hindsight's 20/20 as the pitch is in the dirt and Roberts was moving on the pitch. He'll have a stolen base as he dives in safely at second base ahead of the throw. As 2-0 the count, the throw got away, but no advancement from Roberts.
Yeah, well, no, we're not questioning anything. It's like what happened with Kevin Gertz back at the game at Roger Gertz Field. It just happened now, and it just Ryan Roberts is a little bit. I think they're fixing the bag.
The bag, yeah, the second base bag came up. Yeah. But again, hindsight's 20/20, and I'm sure you ask Rakes about the game about it, he'll tell you the same thing. He would probably do it all over again, and it just. Situation. You play the percentages. You take the advantage with the guy in the on-deck circle who was 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts and was hit by the pitch. I mean, regardless of whether he was the leading hitter or not, you still take your chances, and you got to like your advantage because you feel that your pitcher Moore has had Garrett Williamson's number. Well, Williamson just came through the situation. Same thing. Down at, Logan, we mentioned it, about the walk to Butcher, because Andrew Farley at Dawson Maynard has his Slack tried to call time, but was not granted time. He'll take a pitch upstairs for a ball, 3-0 to count. But Dawson Maynard had his number with Andrew Farley, and Farley was able to come through with the 2-run double to break that contest open down at Logan. So the pitch on the way in the dirt, and Slack draws a 2-out walk. And now Ivan Miller will be the batter.
Ivan Miller, who was 1 for 3 today on a single with an RBI, and he also struck out his last 2 at-bats, 1 swinging, 1 looking. And the young freshman, he's got some potential for Logan. He would like to continue this rally and to add another insurance run for Logan with Ryan Roberts sitting at second, who has got some wheels on him. And so does Slack sitting at first.
So the hit to the gap will more than likely score 2. The pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1 the count to Ivan Miller. Miller 1 for 3, an RBI single back in the second inning and a run scored, and he struck out in the 4th and the 6th innings. 0-1, 2 outs the count, 5-2. Logan leads Chapmanville, and the pitch from Plumlee. Miller on the way, swung on, hit down the left field line, but foul. 0-2 the count.
Miller could line that out. That is another big hit for Logan. As Miller was on his horse, he thought that was going to be fair, but it just drifted foul. And now Chapmanville with 2 out, with 2 strikes on Miller with 2 outs. Plumlee would love to sit down this freshman from Logan and try to avoid more damage happening in this inning. As this is what I said, Logan needed to add some runs into this inning to maybe put some cushion and put pressure on Chapmanville, and they've done so far in this inning.
0-2, 2 outs, pitch on the way, upstairs, 1-2 the count. As I should say, 0-2, 2 outs. Tried to get that out, but it come out just a little too quickly and didn't quite sound right. So 1-2, 2 outs, runners at first and second. Plumlee with the pitch. Here it comes, and upstairs, 2-2, the count evens up.
Bill even need to get it now. The people on who's watching on video production, which I had to feel it had to be. We might be over 2,000 viewers on this game, as this is top 5 matchup and the rematch from earlier on this season. This is battle of number 1 versus number 4, and this has lived up to the hype. As Logan has come in, they've added more pressure, and they're trying to avenge that loss to Chapmanville to get momentum going into the sectionals.
Miller asked for time and is granted time by the home plate umpire. Plumley, who was working from the stretch, was in the process of delivering the 2-2 pitch. He went ahead and threw it to prevent any further injury. Now the 2-2 on the way outside, and the count runs full, and now the runners will get a head start on the pitch, and anything in the gap will score 2 runs for Logan. 3-2, 2 outs.
Big pitch here coming from Ian Plumley.
Pitch from Plumley, but first a pickoff attempt and nearly into center field, but Brody Dalton got over in time to save an errant throw. And
Bill, luckily Brody is 6'5", because that was a high throw. Brody had to jump to get that one.
It actually almost looked like a design play.
It was.
Brody Dalton made it look so easy on that pickoff attempt. Now the 3-2 on the way, swung on, bounced to third, and it will get off the third baseman. That's that's Moore, who just moved to third, and that ball kind of took a tricky hop on him, but nevertheless, that's got to be an error on Moore, as he had an easy play at third. All he had to do was field it and step on the bag, but he let the ball play him. And now the bases are loaded for Connor Lowe, who is 2 for 2 with an RBI, a single, a triple, and a walk. Pitch on the way, outside corner called strike, 0-1 to count.
And right now, Bill, they almost had a little ball got away from the pitcher, Plumley. Slack was trying to get Ryan Roberts to go home, to be aware. Ryan Roberts was not aware of that play, and luckily Chapmanville was able to get on that ball before Ryan could steal home on just an error throwback to the pitcher. But Connor Lowe, he's known as Mr. Power Park. He has some clutch in him. See if he can do it here against Plumley.
Pitch swung on, popped up on the infield. Second baseman makes the catch, and that's Eli Surgoin to retire Logan in the top half of the 7th inning. But the Wildcats play 2 runs on 3 hits and leave the bases loaded. Bottom of the 7th coming up, 5-2 Logan leads. We're going to keep things right here, and Daniel, a 14-game winning streak for Chapmanville is in jeopardy. And this is something that Chapmanville has not faced during this 14-game winning streak, and that's a 7th inning deficit heading into their last at bat.
This is unfamiliar territory this season for Chapmanville. The only time they seen this was against St. Albans and Robert C. Byrd, that came out in losses for Chapmanville. Right now, with a 3-run deficit in this inning, Chapmanville is on panic mode right now, but the good news for Chapmanville Tigers fans, they got their top of the lineup, their harder lineup, 1 through 6, that has done the job for Chapmanville in this ball game, is coming up to the bat with Luke Knight. So Chapmanville fans has got to be happy. They know Luke Knight he's almost, I would say for sure, getting on base. He struck out his last at bat, but that was off of a beautiful curveball pitch from Connor Lowe. And right now, if you're just Logan, 3 outs, and let me rephrase that, Bill. Streaks are on the line tonight. Logan, since this senior class, has never been swept by a team they faced twice in their whole high school career. Chapmanville's 14-game winning streak is also on the line, so something's giving tonight.
And you mentioned those 2 losses thus far in the season Chapmanville has, Robert C. Byrd and St. Albans, both of those by 1 run. This is a 3-run deficit, so we'll see if Chapmanville mounts a rally, and if they come up short, if it is 3 losses by 1 run, or if this is their first loss by 2 or more runs. Now, as you mentioned, at top of the lineup, Luke Knight, Talon Thompson, Brody Dalton, and first pitch swinging is a single into field. Actually, it's going to get to the wall, so Knight has at least 2 bases. He's going for 3. He'll easily have a triple as the throw comes in, and it gets away from the cutoff man, but a triple to start things off for Luke Knight. And Chapmanville showing signs of life. Talon Thompson coming to the plate.
That was huge right there for the Chapmanville Tigers, getting Luke Knight to lead off on the first pitch to Ryan Roberts to get a huge triple. So even if Talon Thompson was to either ground out or fly out, Luke Knight is scoring, and Chapmanville will cut into the lead unless something miraculous or crazy happens here. But right now, good start for Chapmanville in the bottom of the 7th.
2-0 on the way, or the 1-0, the first pitch on the way outside for a called strike. 0-1 to count, to the displeasure of the Chapmanville fans in attendance. As I said 2-0, I looked at it correctly. Talon Thompson is
number 2.
He wears number 2, and the batter, they put the batter's number up on the board, and that pitch outside, 1-1 to count. Now, when I looked at it, I saw 2-0 and jumped the gun a little bit. So
yeah, I had that problem too. But
1-1.
How big of a strikeout deal would this be for Ryan Roberts?
This would be big, but it's 1-1 right now. Pitch on the way, swung on and fouled. Now Ryan Roberts is 1 strike away from his 4th strikeout.
And if Ryan Roberts can strike out Talon Thompson, that would put more pressure on Chapmanville with having a out on the board. But you know something, this sophomore bats second in the lineup. He's there for a reason. Can he deliver with an RBI to cut into this lead?
Pitch is on the outside corner, called strike 3, and strikeout number 4 for Ryan Roberts. And that's a big first out because that keeps the tying run in the on-deck circle with 1 out. If Brody Dalton reaches, the tying run comes to the plate.
Yep, that is huge right there for Logan fans, and Logan fans are starting to make some noise to this Chapmanville here in Chapmanville at Ted Ellis Field, and we're going to get a time call, and it looks like it's going to be a defensive shift for Brody Dalton. But Bill, even though Chapmanville can't tie it up with Brody Dalton at the plate, but Brody Dalton can make this very interesting with 1 swing of the bat to try to cut the lead to 2, and if not, maybe 1.
Well, if you're Logan, you'll give up an out for a run, and that pitch swung on and fouled into the mid of Jake Ramey, 0-1 to count.
Big rip by Brody, just couldn't time it up there. And you have to know something. Jake Ramey's also got a big job. He doesn't want Luke Knight to score from 3rd. He's going to try to be a brick wall for Logan to keep that runner there at 3rd.
Pitch on the way, swung on and missed, 0-2 the count. As Ramey is coming in and throwing gas right now.
He is. Roberts is working his way from the mound. And, Bill, you just have to think about this. During the season, most part of the season, Ryan Roberts was only a DH because he couldn't throw in that arm. That just tells you how miracle he is doing, working his arm back and getting back into his shape that he was back in last season.
0-2 on the way is outside corner, called strike 3. As the Chapmanville fans express their displeasure, and I've got to admit that pitch right there, that glove did move a little bit outside, but again, it's not where Jake Ramey catches it, it's where it crosses the plate, and that happened so quickly. That ball had a lot of movement on it that it may have fooled the umpire, and that's what got the called strike, and that is out number 2, strikeout number 5 for Roberts.
That is a huge strikeout, and I agree with what you said. That ball, I'm kind of shocked that was called strike 2. I mean, as well as that ball was good placed by Jake Ramey.
Ground ball by Butcher to Williamson. He fields, throws over to first, and Logan avenges the loss from earlier in the season, and the Wildcats emerge from the dugout victorious as they will congratulate everybody in the 2 teams. Will line up and shake hands as Logan defeats Chapmanville 5-2. Chapmanville's 14-game winning streak comes to an end here tonight, but what a well-played contest between both teams. We'll step aside for a quick 2-minute break, and we'll come back. We'll recap it and set the stage for our next broadcast on WVOW. Once again, your final score. Logan 5, Chapmanville 2. This is Chapmanville Tigers baseball on Video Productions and WVOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station.
Spring has sprung at
BK $6 your way deal for a limited time. It's a royal still. Burger, fries, and chicken fries all your way for a feast on the budget. Head to BK. BK, have it your way.
Find new roads and go anywhere this year in a new Chevy from Thornhill GM Superstore. It's Sydney and Chevy truck season has arrived with available 0% APR for 36 months on new Chevy Silverado, plus 120-day payment deferral. Get your Chevy at Thornhill.
At Logan Regional Medical Center, our comprehensive inpatient rehabilitation program helps get you back to living life. With an 8-bed unit for patients 18 and over, our caring team of doctors, nurses, and rehabilitation specialists work with you, providing a full line of services to help you restore your capabilities and get you back home and back to living. Logan Regional Medical Center, providing inpatient rehabilitation close to home.
Adventure is blooming with every new Jeep model. Tag yours with Thornhill CDJR during the Jeep Celebration event. Now with up to 10 grand off new 2022 Jeep Gladiator or great APR offers to finance your next adventure. Spring is here at Thornhill CDJR's Jeep Celebration event.
The Logan Wildcats are victorious tonight over the Chapmanville Tigers. Final score 5-2 in a well-played contest between both teams. And Logan avenging an earlier loss to Chapmanville 9-3. The Tigers won at Logan. Logan comes to Chapmanville, picks up a 5-2 win, Daniel.
This is big win, big momentum builder win for Logan as they avenge their loss, and they keep, like I said, they keep that streak going. They avenge the loss to Sissonville this week. They avenged the loss to Scott this week, and they now avenge the loss to Chapmanville this week. So big 3 straight wins for Logan, building momentum going into the sectionals. We know Chapmanville has already got the number 1 seed in the section with their record and their in the section and in overall. So people around the section, they know they have to come back to Ted Ellis Field to try to knock off these Chapmanville Tigers. And so far, Bill, only one team has actually done it here, and that is the Logan Wildcats. And a big, impressive win for Logan, and it's all had to do with their 2 pitchers on the mound, Ron Roberts and Connor Lowe.
Now you go by head-to-head competition, and again, you mentioned it. Chapmanville came in with a 3-0 record head-to-head wise against Logan and Scott. They swept Scott, beat Logan at Logan, so they came in here 3-1. Logan coming in had a 1-2 record in head-to-head competition against the section, and Logan's win last night dropped Scott to 1-3 in the section. So what this win does tonight, I would presume would give Logan a 2 seed, meaning the Scott Skyhawks would have to travel to Roger E. Gertz Field to battle the Logan Wildcats in the opening round of the sectional tournament. Chapmanville will wait the Wayne Mingo Central winner, and what that necessarily what that does between the the 2-3. I don't think really home field advantage means much to Chapmanville or Logan if they meet. Now, if you're playing Scott, I think that was a big advantage for Scott. But with Chapmanville and Logan, 2 teams that are separated by 12, 14 miles, and you look at this crowd here today, it was pretty well evened out between the blue and gold and the black and orange for Chapmanville. So home field advantage didn't seem to play into a factor in either game this season.
No, with the top three teams in this section, Logan, Scott, and Chapmanville, they're just drive length from each other. Scott from Logan will be a farther trip going from because Chapmanville is meeting right in the middle of those two as the trips far. And even no matter how far the trip is, Bill, this game was to be played in Charleston at wherever it is that they have to move it there for a reason. All three teams will represent wherever they're playing. They could play anywhere. They could play out of state and they'll still go there.
If this was a neutral site or a rotational situation where, let's say it was played at Scott or Wayne or Mingo Central and it wasn't hosted by the higher seed, you would see a big crowd wherever it was played. But to me, coming in to this week, I thought the number one seed meant more to the Scott Skyhawks. They were able to get the top seed. You got Griffin Miller, Hunter Knoll pitching, and even at that, Austin Light. But I mean, after that, I don't know if Scott has those 4, 5, and 6 guys that are capable of going out there and eating up innings and coming out of a loser's bracket, as opposed to what Chapmanville and Logan has pitching-wise.
And you got to look at what the past years that's happened with Scott. Scott has right now, if you look at the sectional seedings, I can almost guarantee you the sectional seedings will look exactly like this. Chapmanville being the 1 seed, Logan being the 2 seed, Scott being the 3 seed, Wayne being the 4 seed, and Mingo Central being the 5 seed. So Wayne and Mingo has to go to Wayne again, and then the winner of that game will come here to Ted Ellis Field. Scott has to travel all the way to Roger Egerts Field. Now, in the past, Scott has struggled at Roger Egerts Field except 2 games. It was last season when Logan won it on a walk-off sacrifice fly with Connor Lowe, and this year when Logan got stunned by Griffin Miller, who pitched an absolute beautiful game against the Logan Wildcats, stunned the Logan Wildcats. So Griffin Miller knows how to settle down at Roger Egerts Field. But then you fast forward it to the sectional meeting, the first sectional meeting between Scott and Logan played at Roger Egerts Field. Griffin Miller didn't even get out of the first. He did get out of the first inning, but he pitched up to over 50 pitches, and Logan put up 7 runs on the board, and that was all she wrote from there as Logan cruised to a 7-0 win against Scott. So if the history kind of repeats itself, we could be an interesting matchup down at Roger Egerts Field, but that's down the road. You got to look at tonight, and tonight, Chapmanville, they may have their hearts broken right now against the Logan Wildcats. They wanted this season sweep. They wanted to continue that win streak, and I'm telling you what, from the beginning of the game to where it was now, Logan, I had to say, if you're going to beat this Chapmanville ball club, you're going to have to either match them with hitting or out-hit Chapmanville, and Logan done that tonight. But you got to give the big credit to Connor Lowe and Ron Roberts on the mound, who has really done a good job controlling these hot Chapmanville bats.
Well, the key to me was that 3-run second inning after Chapmanville went ahead 1-0 on the RBI single off the bat of Trey Butcher. And at that point, they had runners on first and third with 1 out. And Andrew Farley at the plate, and Farley popped up to second, and then Canterbury grounded out to third. And it was looking like deja vu all over again when Chapmanville plated 2 runs in the opening inning at Logan. This time around, they were able to just get to 1 run. Logan was able to get out of it without any further damage. Then Logan answered with 3 runs in the second, and Chapmanville came back with a run in the third, and that's how we stayed until the 7th inning when Logan put 2 big insurance runs up on the board. And, at that point, maybe a 3-2 game, it may change the complexion of the at-bats for Chapmanville after the leadoff triple from Luke Knight to start the 7th. Maybe you ask Talon Thompson to lay down a safety squeeze, see if you get that runner in, and then see if you can't get a big inning going and win it there. But those 2 insurance runs were big for Logan in that 7th inning. that allowed them to get the 5-2 win. And, Daniel, before we close up this broadcast, get your final thoughts on this titanic battle between these may be the two best teams in Class AA.
And honestly, the North may disagree, but you know what? I don't disagree with any of that. These could be the best two teams in the entire state, Bill. And the saddest thing about all of this, only one can go to regional, not to the tournament, regional, as these two teams are in the same section, as this is big for both Chapmanville and Logan to get the wins over each other. Chapmanville getting the first win over Logan, stunning Logan, giving one of the worst losses they've seen since the Independence 12-6 game earlier on in the year. And then Logan battled back, answered back to defeat the Chapmanville Tigers to end their streak here 5-2. And it's all had to be doing from the pitching and from the coaching and from the hitting from Logan. They were on a mission after that loss from Nitro. Maybe that loss to Nitro, and you would have to, if you're a Logan fan, Nitro is always known for their baseball, but where Nitro's record is and how Logan has had their numbers with them in the past, Logan feels that's an embarrassing loss because they felt like they were better than Nitro, and Nitro just outplayed Logan on that day. Sam Sheets came in and absolutely pitched a gem against Logan, and since that loss, Logan has took it to heart, and they stringed off 3 straight wins against teams that they have lost to this season. They avenged their losses to Sissonville, Scott, and now tonight against Chapmanville. And if Logan can keep this momentum going, Bill, it's going to be hard to deny Logan a third straight appearance into the Gomart Park. I got a little ahead of myself there. I'm sorry, but a third straight appearance in the Gomart Park and competing for a third straight state championship. So the pedigree of Logan, this senior class, that they've known for fighting back after suffering setback after setback, it has paid dividends for Logan. And now for Chapmanville, where do you go from here after seeing your 14-game winning streak fall here tonight at your home, your first loss at home here at Ted Ellis Field, and it's to your county rivals of Logan. It's not easy losing to your county rivals on your home field. Logan suffered that early in the season. Now Chapmanville is on the verge of it now. So if you're Chapmanville with Nitro tomorrow and then you go to Point Pleasant Friday, you're just going to have to bounce back from those losses, from that loss. See what you made a mistake here in this game. Maybe, like you said, the booted play from Braylon Moore, that could have been big because that could have been a big out. Instead, that put the bases loaded, and Logan capitalized on it. I mean, you got to think just a little bit of errors. Logan made 0 errors in this game. Chapmanville made 2. And, Bill, to me and to every baseball fan, that can be the biggest key why Logan came away with a 5-2 victory over Chapmanville.
Logan 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors. 8 runners left on base. Chapmanville 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. They also left 8 runners on base. Connor Lowe's your winning pitcher. Braylon Moore, the losing pitcher. And Ryan Roberts gets the 6-out save for the Logan Wildcats. Logan back in action tomorrow at home against Tug Valley. Chapmanville will return home tomorrow evening as well, taking on a different set of Wildcats. This time they will host the Nitro Wildcats. As for our next broadcast on WVOW will be tomorrow from Roger E. Gertz Field in Logan as the Wildcats welcome the Tug Valley Panthers to Logan for a battle, for a Class AA versus Class Single A battle. Our pregame coverage starts at 6:50 p.m. and first pitch is scheduled for 7 p.m. from Logan's Roger E. Gertz Field. As for tonight, that will conclude our broadcast as Logan defeats Chapmanville. Final score 5-2. And before we end it, just want to thank a few people tonight because without their help and their efforts, this broadcast wouldn't be possible. First, our producer, Sydney Mayo, our producer, said to come out a little too quick. It's Sydney Mayo. And the cameraman for Video Productions, Robbie Mounts. And for our studio engineer back in WVOW Studios, Hunter Gibson. Again, if it's not for these three, we can't bring you the action on Video Productions. We can't bring you the action through the airwaves on the radio at WVOW. So for Daniel Miller, I'm Bill Lusk, and we thank you for watching on Video Productions or listening on WVOW. This has been Chapmanville Tigers Baseball on Video Productions and WVOW, Logan, West Virginia's premier sports station. Good night, everybody.